Well, maybe we should get started. Looks like maybe Boss Dad won't be joining us today, and that's all right. This was one of the reasons I wanted to maybe get another player.
Oh, that's reasonable.
So if we're missing one or maybe even two folks, we can still have something.
Not to imply that you're not enough.
Okay, let's talk about recapping where we were.
Yes.
Where we left off.
Yeah, because it's been a while.
It has. It's
Oh,
been
what map were we most recently on?
Well, if you pull up the map called Trailing Stars Current Location.
Wow, we have 4 pages of images.
4 pages of images?
Yeah. We went from 2 to 4. I think a lot of them are added from
Probably the path.
maybe
All right.
2. Yeah, there's 3 pages of TLG images. It looks like they must have added some TLG images.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I understand. So if you go to images, and there should be a drop down called campaign.
No.
There's no drop down called campaign?
Uncategorized.
One categorized has pretty much all their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it has a Nyokai, Holmgren, House of Swords, Abbey, Keep A, Keep ISO, Pregnant Pause, and Trailing Stars Current Location.
Okay.
Are those all of them?
Those are all the ones that we need to worry about.
There we go.
There we go. Makes it easy.
So if you go to Trailing Stars Current Location,
Yep.
you will see a map of the general region that you're in, which is in the eastern part of what is known.
This is a really nice map. Did you make this?
I did some time ago.
I like this map. Okay, where were we? There's no
We
URC.
were at the keep, I thought.
No, so you had traveled west into the woods to speak to Evander.
Okay,
Wise.
yep, that's right. That's right. We left up there.
Yep. You left the
I
totem.
remember.
He discussed with you what you
to
had.
go to.
Yep, keep going.
He has to say to find the navigators, to go to Inanokai, and that.
Just checking my notes a second. Hang on.
Oh, hi, Pete.
Hi. I did say hi when I joined, but you guys all sounded busy talking about something else. I'm like, oh, okay.
So was the dude in the water, in the totem water, in the area called Hellborn?
No, that was a bit farther north. That's the name of that lake, is Lake Hellborn. You did not go that far north and west.
Oh, okay.
You were basically somewhere around the D in Dalman Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of straight west from the keep. Kind of,
Yes.
sort of.
Yep.
And then we need to go to Holgren to potentially find somebody who's a member of the Navigators.
Which I am delighted to do.
Oh, yeah. Crystal is a fragment of a Mogri, unspeakable evil creatures who were created by Unclar. We need the Navigators, ancient guild, who can find special places in the world that have large amounts of magic. You can then use this to create portals to traverse the world instantly. Closely protect maps of these portals. Navigator Guild is located in Holgrim. We need to go to Anarchy. Jukar is a hard man to find, but he can help with the crystal. Brotherhood of Cestus can guide us to Jukar, the leader of the Brotherhood, and Evander has sent us to find him.
Yep, that's what we're supposed to say. Yep. He keeps such good notes, Pete.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so you find yourself. I believe you had recovered your horses. And you are traveling. At least I understood it. The plan was you're going to follow the river south to Holmgren.
Yes, we're kind of on the river coming out of the woods. We're on the east side of it.
Right.
Would anyone be interested in trying to assemble a raft?
Maybe once we get further down.
If we really need one, but with the horses and things, I think that.
Oh, that's right, horses. We don't need a raft.
Making a raft for horses is not something that I'm confident is a good idea.
And I don't want to go floating on any water any more than I need to. Not a strong swimmer.
And you know,
Fair
when
enough.
you go on water, you're not supposed to. One of your friends shoots a harpoon through your back of your shoulder, don't they?
Well, yeah.
No, that's my other life. Yeah.
You just had this deja vu moment.
You also have the problem of the current, because once that river meets up with the other river, the current will flow you away from Holmgren. So
Yeah, so we just need to work our way south, and once we can see Holgren, then we'll figure out something. There might be like a ferry barge. Won't know till we get there.
Yep. Okay. So, any other plans, and besides just continue to ride south to Holmgren and approaching the gate at some point?
I think us riding south is probably the point till we get near to Holgren.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were following the river down through, not heading back to the road and taking the road down.
Correct.
Right. So you'll ride on for a day or two, and you will.
Okay, wait. If we are riding on for a day or two, then I will take the chances to refresh some of my static runes when we rest, and if I haven't used my runes for the day.
Yeah.
So if that's okay with you, I will refresh my lure rune and my redirect rune on the rocks.
Right. Yeah, everyone would get a chance to refresh after a long rest. In fact, you would have two by now, so before you will reach Holmgren outer gates.
Okay.
Outer walls.
Yeah, because I'd need one full day just to refresh those, and then the next day I'm back to okay, I think.
While we're on that topic, we should also double check, is anyone down on hit points? Johnson.
I am not.
Johnson had some wounds, which he would have between the stones and the breasts would have recovered.
Yeah, because I could have laid hands on him, whatever, just from resting. Yeah, I would think he would be tippity top.
Exactly. All right, so it sounds like you'll reach the walls of Holmgren all rested. recuperated, in full strength and spirit. And eventually you will see the walls, the tall walls of Holmgren, appearing out of the horizon to the southeast.
The
And
fact that Mark is so concerned about making sure that we did get a chance to rest before we arrive at home has me nervous.
Don't be nervous. That is not why. I'm just trying to make sure we're
not overlooking something.
We're all on the same page, right?
exactly. So at this point, we sort of have a fresh start. No long lingering wounds to worry about. We can focus on the city. So as you approach, you'll notice that everything looks as you remember from the past. I'm not sure who has been here before. I think actually just
All of
Arista.
us.
Well, you all have.
We've all have. Because this is where we struck. Oh no, never mind. Deja vu. Deja vu.
I think former members may have. Arista, I think, is the only one that.
Deja vu, yeah.
Deja vu all over again, yeah.
I'd be willing to roll to see if I've been here before, but I'm going to say probably not. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I don't think honestly, it's not that important.
Right.
The important part here is just to know that nothing really looks that out of place until you get closer to the gate. And then you will see, Arista, you would recall that as you left this place some days or weeks before, there was a coup occurring.
Yes, that damn
Indeed.
brotherhood.
That's why I said I thought it was concerning.
Oh, I see. So I'm assuming you'll share that with your
Yeah.
teammates. Yes, that there was a possible coup. And in fact, when you get close enough to the eastern gate, so let's pull up another map. And if you can guess, its name is Holmgren.
Such abstract names.
Man, learning how to use that uncategorized filter just all of a sudden makes my life so much easier. This is nuts.
That works for just about every listing that you could get in here. So not characters,
Awesome.
but I believe notes. Nope, notes is not categorized, but images is. Tables are. Let's see, story, quest, NPCs, pretty much most of the other.
What's
buttons.
this categorization you're talking about? What does it do?
So if you pull up any of the, I should say any, but most of the buttons, like images for instance, there'll be a group drop down at the top. And
Ah,
yeah, I'm using it now.
I believe by default you're going to get all, which will filter,
Yeah.
which will not filter out. It will include both the canned material as well as.
Yeah, so we have all those unidentified map/image, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And if you go to the uncategorized, now for me it says campaign because I've been putting them there, but for you it may just say uncategorized.
Yeah, and that cuts the list right down to something more manageable.
Yes. So that works for actually just about everything. Races, classes, spells, quests.
It definitely helps with our maps.
Yes. You know, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you weren't aware of this by now. Still have not found a way to force a map in front of you, so. But we'll just, now that you know how to get there quickly.
right?
So if you're looking at Holmgren, you'll see that Holmgren, it straddles this river. It is largely a port town. Does a lot of its commerce and trade via river, as well as obviously other goods by land, but 75% plus of its commerce and trade is done via waterway. You'll be approaching the city by the western gate, which is down in that lower left corner there. And as you approach the gate, you'll see several men standing near the gate, dressed in white plain robes. And as you get even closer, you'll notice that these robes have in the center of their chest embroidered a symbol of a hand.
Okay.
Yeah, spread open, like with fingers spread. Do you want to approach the gate in any particular way? You want to walk right up? You want to try to sneak up? What do you want to do?
I don't think sneaking is a good idea.
Yeah, I would say
agree.
that pretty much impossible to sneak past the gate. You could try to do something via waterway if you wanted to, but
Well,
that would be very
I think
risky.
that would be like saying, hey, we're doing something you probably don't want.
Exactly.
And that's not really what we're trying to do. We're just trying to come visit.
Yeah. Is there anything that I know about this symbol or about the order that carries it?
Not at this time. This was new to Arista when she heard it, and now that you see the symbol, it does not strike you as familiar yet.
And I'm sorry, my headphones are cutting in and out. Can you explain the symbol one more time?
It's essentially the symbol of an open hand. It's finger spread.
Okay, I heard finger spread. I just didn't catch the open hand part. Okay, it's an open hand with finger spread. Are we looking at the back or the front of the hand?
Oh, it's just an outline, so it doesn't have that much detail. You couldn't tell.
Is it white?
The robes are.
The robes are. And
haven't we heard something about the white hand?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm asking them. Didn't we say something about the white hand? Didn't somebody say something about the white hand?
I don't remember anything about a white hand.
Pete, you got anything in your notes about the white hand anywhere?
No.
Oh man, it sounds ridiculously familiar. I'm checking my.
It wasn't on that guy that we killed who was with the goblins and stuff. He didn't have a white hand with him, did he?
Maybe. Or maybe he's the one who mentioned something about the white hand.
Yeah, because we do have the rumors that we heard. So Holgren is amassing an army to ride north to conquer Damistad and the borderline kingdoms. We should keep that in mind.
Right.
And Zeerlith is slumbering but be awoken by the return of the three. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Recent bountiful harvest caused by an evil god who puts his evil poison into the food. That's just some scaremongering going on there.
Yeah. And
anti-vaxxers to me.
Anti-vaxxers. Yeah, I don't have anything.
I think that the goblins are related to that evil god.
Zealot.
Yeah.
Okay. As I don't know of anything nefarious about it, I would think just riding up to the gate like normal.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't.
All right. Assuming you proceed forward, you'll notice that there are clearly 4 men stationed on either side of the gate, both inside and out. They are, as I said, dressed in plain white robes. They have it's actually a blue, the symbol of the hand on their chest is blue. And you can tell that the robes are covering full plate armor. They're holding pole arms, have swords at their hips. So these are clear. What's that?
I was going to say that to me, this would just look like the local lord's crest.
Yep.
For lack of a better term.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, now that you mention that, this if you didn't know anything about the band of the Brotherhood of the Hand, and you might not even notice anything out of the ordinary. In fact, you can see as you approach and get closer to the gate, there is also a man sitting at a table. He is dressed in yellow robes. He appears to be looking at a book, peering over it. Occasionally he looks up and glances around, but seems engrossed in what he's doing at the table. And near to him are two other men dressed in green robes, who also look like they are some sort of men at arms. They're carrying bows, short swords. They appear to sort of be lollygagging around, not paying too much attention to anything in particular. They seem mostly to be talking amongst themselves.
Yeah. I mean, if they weren't wearing plate mail under the robes, I'd be suspicious.
Well, they are. The men.
But you said they are, so that would be a reason I would not be expecting anything. If they were looking like religious zealots standing at a door, that might look a little odd.
I see.
But if it's just a robe over plate mail, it's just the fashion of this local lord. I have no conceived notions that anything's off.
And to be fair, you really don't know. Other than potentially a coup occurred, you don't even know the intentions or the demeanor of this supposed cult. So,
and that this has anything to do with them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, eventually, assuming you continue towards the gate, that the one of the guards will raise his hand and tell you to halt and state your business.
We're just some travelers who are looking for somewhere to rest and something to eat, and then maybe some things to buy.
All right. And how long will you be staying?
Well, maybe 1 or 2 days. We'll see.
Yeah.
Very well. You may proceed, but keep in mind. Oh, go ahead.
Can you recommend anywhere to stay?
I was about to say that. Thank you.
I cannot, but I'm sure you'll find both a tavern or an inn in the merchant district. Keep in mind the activity at the docks is strictly regulated. And unless you have official business there, you are not allowed to go to the docks. You should also be aware that there's a strict curfew. No one is out. No one is to be out past the hour of Skaven, which is like a local timekeeping thing. It's about 8 o'clock. Those who violate the curfew will be arrested. And there are no taverns or shops open after this time.
That's 5 o'clock, you said? I'm sorry.
8 p.m.
8. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's actually
I'm
a
on
couple
a
hours
wireless
after.
headset and it continues to lose connection and reconnect like weirdly. I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Thank you for the advice, sir.
Yeah, I'll load up before the hour of Skaven.
Not advice. It's
long,
the law.
dry night.
So, given that we've come down from the northwest, I guess we're coming in through that entrance in the northeast of the city.
No, actually, southwest.
Southwest.
Okay, so we must have.
The eastern part of the city is on the other side of the river, so which you haven't crossed yet.
Okay, cool. Which is going to be difficult if we're not allowed to the docks, and then we're going to have to go through that highly fortified area in the middle just to get across. Fun. Okay.
Well, is the merchant district on the east side or the west side?
There are several, actually. There is one in the northern part on the eastern side.
Yeah, I
So you
kind of
could
see a
cross.
lot of covered.
Yeah, exactly. So those are more of, sort of wares and items, those sorts of things. And to the almost due south, there are several buildings near the docks, where you would probably find some taverns, keeps, other service-oriented work.
Like navigators.
Potentially navigators.
Okay, so I think the priority is going to be trying to find a decent inn to stay at.
Hmm.
And this guard is a whole pile of no good. If you've got a city guard that can't recommend a tavern, then you've got a bad city guard. Yeah, that one that just hates people.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yep.
I'm gonna not say it out loud. I'll just whisper it to Vartan, or a religious zealot.
Well,
He
they
may
don't
not be a
like
bad
bars,
city guard, but
taverns.
he might be a religious zealot.
Could be.
Okay, so have we got anything else to say to him before we pass on into the city, since he's kind enough to let us in? Okay, then we'll move. Oh, someone drew on the map. I was going to say that looks like a good place to go to
Yep,
start.
that was me, and that's where I was thinking to head and probably find something there, maybe. There's bigger buildings, so I was thinking maybe one of those is a tavern. An inn.
Oh, I missed it. You drew something on the map?
It's kind of like if you take the bridge
Mm-hmm.
heading to the center island, just kind of go straight off that bridge. There's kind of an open area with a bunch of larger buildings. Just thinking that would be a good place to start our look for either shops we need or a tavern and inn.
Okay.
Speaking of shops, is there anything anyone needs, or do we all have what we need?
I probably could use some more oil and stuff for my weapons and armor. Right in here, Mark.
Oh, okay. That there are actually a couple taverns there, as well as an inn, and the area I was talking about was actually farther to the right, sort of down in the bottom right corner near the docks. The truth is, they'll be sprinkled in and out throughout each of these areas. So, if you're just looking for an inn, you'll easily find one. As well, and most of the merchant items. Actually, I'm sorry, you're right. Right where you're at is where most of the service
Right in here.
vendors are. Yep. Okay, and you said so you were looking sort of for a general goods store.
Yeah, general goods.
Okay.
You know, it might be a weapon shop or an armor shop because they would have, most likely the oils I need for my armor
You will
and that.
find all of the above. Holmgren being one of the larger cities.
You know what I'm going to be looking for, right?
What's that?
Anything pregnant.
She wants to buy a ferret in a cage.
A pair of ferrets.
Pair of ferrets.
Or a decanter of ever pouring milk. That would be good too.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
good too.
there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Decanter of ever full milk.
that
Yeah.
would work. And some sort of magical armor or something.
Okay.
Something that would either magically help me increase my hit points or my armor class.
Roll a percentage, Jen.
Okay. How do I roll a percentage again?
Right click on the D10,
Oh, okay.
and then
Right.
there's a percent.
Ooh.
5.
5.
We were saying that low
Is that
was
good or
good.
bad? Are we doing Call of Cthulhu rules? We roll under a number?
As a matter of fact, you well, I'll tell you what you are able to find. You are able to find a source for fresh milk.
Continuous fresh milk?
Not continuous.
You might want to get a couple skins of it.
Exactly, yes. Relatively inexpensive. A couple copper per pouch.
I'll take the milk and I'll drop some stones in it.
Okay.
Okay. I would also like to restock some of my traveling gear. Like, I need to buy some more bandages just to top me back off.
Oh, yeah, bandages would be good. Good thinking. I can do some as well.
Yeah. Because I know I've used some. I just want to... Let's see. I need 3 more bandages. Actually, 4.
3 more or 3 more pairs? Because don't forget they come in
3
sets
more
of 2.
pairs. I need 3 more pairs of bandages to top me back off.
Well, I need 2, so if we get 5 between us, then we should be okay.
Yep, and then how much? Let me see. Bandages are. One silver cost, so we need 5. So what would the adjusted cost be? A wise castle keeper.
5. I'm sorry, 5.
It would be 5 silver for us to get the 5 bandages we need. That's going off MSRP.
Given that there was a recent struggle in the area, I would say bandages would be double what they normally would be. So 10 silver a piece.
Okay, I'll pay 4 silver for my 2, and you pay.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, 10
I'll
silver
pay the 6.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I missed what it is that they're buying.
Bandages.
Okay.
I'm just kind of going through my pack here.
Well, while we're buying the bandages, I do mention if they know where we could find the Navigators Guild.
You'll ask around, and people will quickly tell you. It's fairly well known fact. It's the actual building is. They tell you to look up for the tallest building in the area. It's
that would make me think in the middle of the island.
In the spire. No, not in the middle of the island. It is actually almost in the center of the bottom. You'll see a building that has 4 brown corners and then a sort of a brown center.
Oh yeah, and grey walls around it. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's dark colored, black, very dark gray.
Wait, try that again.
So if you look at
down,
it
has 4 brown corners.
Mm-hmm.
That are part of like a wall around it. Is that what I heard?
Well, the building is actually very tall, and so it's about 5 stories high. So it stands a couple stories above any other building in the area, and it has a exactly. Thank you.
Thank you. I was just trying
There
to
we
figure out
go.
how to do that again.
I'm not gonna do it because I keep getting, I keep falling into traps where I put something on a map and I can't get rid of it. So I'm not drawing anything on this map for the moment. Yeah, right. So and then in the spire in the center actually rises another 5 stories. So this thing just sort of towers above any of the buildings nearby.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Hey, it's on our side of the river. That's good.
Okay. Oh, also, I was going to mention, I have the milk, but I'm not going to make steep stones because you said I could only hold 21 at a time, and I've got 19, and I have to make 7 at a time. So enough to like use some of my stones.
So you've either got milk and you don't need it, or you've got no milk and you do need it.
Right. That's why I need the ferret.
Okay.
While we're shopping, I'm also keeping an eye out for the best looking tavern there is, because I want to,
Yeah.
within reason, of course, not royalty, but I think we can afford somewhere really nice to stay, and no need to slum it up.
Now,
I too would like to go to a. So I didn't find anything but the milk, right, Mark?
Yeah, you did not. I know you were looking for animals specifically. Was there something else you were looking for besides the ferrets?
Yeah, something magical to either improve my hit points or my armor.
Oh, you're looking for magic items. All right.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's why I wanted to come to Holmgren because the keep was too small.
Okay. As you start to ask around for vendors of magic items, most people will sort of shush you and say, "Be careful! Don't mention that." The Brotherhood don't. The Brotherhood have placed a heavy regulation on items of magic.
Wonderful.
I will give you a percentage roll though.
Another one. This is not going to go well.
Yeah, and roll well. Yeah, you tried, but mostly you get met with either blank stares or people sort of immediately trying to change the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You get the sense as you're asking around that people seem sort of very tentative and cautious, maybe more, perhaps very overly cautious.
Like they're living under a restrictive regime.
Something like that, yes. It seems like they're allowed to conduct their trades if they're tradesmen, but when you asked for magic, you immediately got the sense that ears perked up and people were unwilling to talk to you further.
okay.
So they pointed out the Navigators Guild. You've done your shopping. Common goods are easily found, except for, as I said, the bandages were in short supply.
Okay, so something like armor and weapon oil, no problem.
Also,
Flask.
Yep.
Flask of regular oil.
Flask of regular oil at the listed price.
Okay.
Armor
And
has
torches.
Torches at fine regular price.
Okay. I'm gonna adjust. I'll take the points off.
I'd say you easily find any mundane item you're looking for.
No, I want to make sure I'm accounting for it in my coinage.
Sure.
I think that I also would like ask around about Mara and her sister.
Mara and her sister. So you're asking about the two individuals specifically?
And maybe about a wizard's guild.
Okay. If you ask about a wizard's guild, you will be immediately, again, you'll get the sort of suspicious glances, and they will tell you that the all those who practice magically open have either been captured and then disappeared, or exiled from Holmgren.
Great. Guys, I'm not really keen on staying here very long.
Well,
Hopefully the navigators will be friendly enough and we shouldn't need to.
You will find that the navigators, there seem to be operating untouched
Okay.
at this
I
time.
suppose we get an inn, we stable our horses because we don't want to be carrying everything everywhere. Get some rooms, and then we go
Yep.
check out the navigators. So.
Okay. So
You might take that as a sign of concern that the navigators are untouched.
Depends if they're magical navigators or not.
It depends on which side of this regime we want to be on.
and how much do they know about the actual navigators?
And whether or not people know that they can make these portals.
Good point.
Maybe that's like a guild secret, so they're left untouched. So because nobody knows. And then we're going to go blabbing about it to everybody. Hey, who knows about the navigators who can make magical portals?
Maybe we start out by spending more time listening than talking.
Well,
So in
if
other
we're
words,
just asking for the Navigators Guild, that's fine. I think that's as far as we're going until we actually go there and talk to the navigators ourselves. So.
well, what time is it?
well, I would say by now it's perhaps afternoon.
Okay. I've got my shopping done. I probably. So, did you find a place to stay, Varatan?
Did I find a place to stay?
Yeah.
I would hope so. Hello? I don't know
Looking
if I
for-
found a place to stay.
Yeah.
Mark, did we find a place to stay?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you'll easily find inns, taverns, several.
Yeah.
So,
in
as
the
I said,
area.
I'm looking for one of the more upmarket ones. Looks kind of spacious, somewhere to stable the horses, etc.
Yep. You'll find one. Let's see. What will it be named? It will be called the Grand Inn.
That sounds suitably upmarket. Okay, so we'll go there. I guess everyone wants a room, or do we want a shared room? How are you all feeling?
I'm fine with the shared room, as long as I can get something of alcoholic persuasion.
I'm at least sharing a room with my meat shield, but don't tell him I called him that.
Okay, so we're
Meat shield. Are you talking about
Johnson.
Johnson.
Okay.
Johnson.
Johnson.
So
He's the only armor I have.
So we see if we can get a large room for all four of us. So a private room, but a large one.
Okay. Um, so a large room will cost you 5 gold. That will include a meal plus some snacks and
Stabling for the horses, I guess.
hors d'oeuvres.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
how much gold?
5.
But that's shared, so
Yeah, so it's
yeah.
gold and a quarter
I'll
piece.
get this one. That's all right.
That includes a meal, 1 round of mead, ale,
Ugh.
or wine.
Ugh. I'll get the drinks.
Well, no, it's already covered the mead and wine. I'm sure you'll be
One
okay.
round.
1 round.
What do you think I am? An elf?
Come on, you can't drink that much. Look at the size of you. Huh?
You know so little, you foolish tall thing.
Tall thing? I'm all of 5'2". Slightly
Well,
taller
tall
than
to me.
you. Okay, so I think we can leave most of our gear in our room, unless you all want to be carrying everything with you.
I don't really want to be carrying everything, but I'm definitely gonna have my armor on.
Well, so
You
it's
never know.
it's midday, so you've booked a room for the evening.
Hmm.
What else are you planning to do for the day?
Well, beyond the shopping, I was thinking we could all visit the Navigators Guild.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see. Yep, makes
Yep.
sense.
But we just want to stash some stuff at the inn first, so that we're not lugging around like we're adventuring through forests and wildernesses in the middle of a city. I'm still got my sword, shield, bow, etc. But I'm just not carrying my massive shoulder pack full of crap.
Maybe we can leave the half orc to guard our stuff. Maybe bathe. He
Yeah,
can bathe.
that's a good idea. Johnson can have a bath. You can tell him next week that he's clean.
I would like to find a place where I can store things anonymously and secure.
Like the safety deposit box.
Indeed.
Well, if you'll recall, you have a bank vault space that you've booked up at the keep. In
Yes.
Borderland.
Yes, I know. I just want someplace where I can store things now overnight because I want to take my wizard's robes and anything magical and put them aside so that they're neither left alone in my room nor on my person if for some reason I get arrested.
Well, we're gonna leave Johnson in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, if we're leaving John's in there, then I can leave my stuff there. I don't need it. But that means that one of you has to be my armor.
I'm hoping the Navigators don't try and attack us.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope.
Yes. Yes, because I'm leaving my backpack all freshly restocked.
Okay. So where to next?
Navigators.
Navigators. So as you approach the building, again you see its incredible size as it dwarfs all the buildings around. All the buildings around are no taller than. Yeah, I know you caught that. That was unintended. All the buildings around are no taller than 3 stories. So this thing is a veritable skyscraper in comparison. And on the dome, encircling the dome, you see images of stars, crescent moons, other strange symbols, sort of mostly astronomic symbols. And you notice that the building is adorned and gilded in various metals, some copper, bronze, brass, even some gold on the doors leading to the guild. So it's a bit ostentatious. And as you approach and open one of the large doors, you are met. You enter into a what appears to be some sort of greeting room, and you see a very well-robed man who is sitting behind a desk, who seems to be inscribing something as you enter. And after you enter into the room, he immediately looks up and says, "Ah, welcome. What can I do for you?"
Hmm.
You notice there are sort of sofas and cushions and
Just to recall, because my notes aren't perfect, the Brotherhood of Cestus, was that part of the Navigators?
that.
Yes.
No, so the Navigators was recommended as a way to get to Aonokai quickly because it is many, many leagues distant. It would take you potentially months to reach Aonokai. It would be a kind of a dangerous journey at that, even by horse.
And then once we get to Anukai, then we need to find the Brotherhood of Cestus.
Yes, well, you can either find a specific man by the name of Jakar, who
Or
is
brother.
right, or the Brotherhood if you're not able to find him quickly, easily.
So I would maybe say Evander sent us.
Evander, that's a name I have not heard in a long time. Are you talking about Evander the Wise?
It's the only Evander I know.
Ah, well then you must have had to visit him in the Dolmen Wood, is that correct?
I.
Oh, I. AYE, not I. I'm like waiting for you to complete your sentence. I see. Well then, and what has he told you to do? Have you come to enlist our services?
I know not too much. My elf friend here knows this more eloquent. I just like to smite evil.
Ah, a noble profession. And what of you,
Yes.
elf? What need have you of our services?
Well, Evander has told us we need to go to Anukai, and that you may be able to help us.
Indeed we can. I'm sure he informed you that we are masters of the essence and that we are able to provide a service which allows you to travel instantaneously. And so,
Yes, how does that work?
how does the
Sorry, I
travel
thought he was
work?
done talking. I didn't want to. I'm not going to interrupt him. I thought he was
That
done
is
talking.
a great question, and it is something that we have come to learn as engineers of space and time, that we have come to learn over an eon of study and practice. We have learned to harness the essence that flows throughout this land, and we have identified certain places where this essence is very concentrated, and we are able to harness the power within that essence to form portals between different points and places in space.
So you're scientists, not magicians.
Absolutely, we are engineers, we like to call ourselves.
And what would it require to partake of your services? We have horses back at our tavern. We have equipment there. I'm guessing it's not something you can immediately prepare for us, or can you?
Oh, we could prepare a departure this very moment if you so desired. Unfortunately, we are not able to transport horses, but certainly all of your gear could be taken.
Hmm? Do we try to sell the horses?
Yeah, and then I need to filter through my gear because I can't take all of this. It's way too heavy. Actually, most of it isn't. It's just too many arrows. I'll need to leave some of those behind. So, what payment would you require for this transport?
For travel between Holmgren and Enokai will cost you 750 gold. Keep in mind that travel by horse by land would cost
Each?
you twice as much. No, for the group.
Oh, thank goodness.
Help!
Um, um, I see, and even though it is Evander the Wise who sent us here, now I'm really turning on the charm and the influence and the power of a friend sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was Evander the Wise who sent us here to explicitly help for your aid on our critical mission, you would ask us to try and raise this kind of funds in this town.
You must understand that this knowledge of how to operate these portals has come down through the ages and has come at great cost to our guild, both in personal and political cost. Give me a charisma check.
Hang on, I accidentally hid the tower. I'm just moving all my windows around.
And we will take gems, of course. Oh, nice.
Of course, you will take gems.
But perhaps, as you have mentioned that you are a friend or an acquaintance of Evander, perhaps we could do it for a little less. Call it the friends and family discount.
Now we're getting somewhere.
So, for friends and family, we offer a discount, and for your group, it would be 500 gold.
Okay, I will need some time to dispose of the horses, and we need to collate our funds. But
Yes.
we'll return when we're ready to travel, if that's okay.
That would be most excellent.
Okay. So what I suggest is we rest in the tavern and come back in the morning, and that gives us today to sell the horses and consolidate our funds. I think we should be all right.
We don't
Oh.
need to consolidate our funds. I see you probably haven't seen what's going on in the chat.
Let him know about the box. Do we need to let him know about the box? Oh,
That's my question.
Arista says she has the coin.
Yeah, I have a ton of money in the bank back at the keep.
That can help us here.
Well, we have to go back to the keep and come back to it.
No, but I think we
No.
have enough. We think we have enough.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've got some gems to sell.
Okay.
And he said he accepts gems. I've got over 200 gold's worth of gems alone. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I do too. I've got 250, 265 in gems, plus an unappraised one.
Okay.
So yeah. So 500 for the four of us. That's 125 each. Easy, and we can definitely do it.
I think we'll be fine. Has
Yep.
Johnson got enough on him to cover that?
That's what I was just looking for. He has. Yeah, well, he has 2 sapphires with 110.
Yeah,
That's
then he should have,
220. Yeah.
yeah, he should have enough because it'd be 125 from each of us if we split it even.
So basically, it's 1 sapphire plus
Some loose.
15 loose gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've already removed those from my inventory.
Okay, I was going to leave them on until we deal with it, but I just want to keep track of selling the horses and sorting out the gear, and then paying for it when we're done.
Okay.
Mark, do you mind adding some things to the party sheet?
Such as?
The 1 small sapphire worth 110 gold from me and 15 gold.
Oh, we've got 72 gold on the party sheet, so let's not use our gold. We will
We'll use that 72.
use the 72 from there. So if we each deduct a sapphire, and then
Yep.
the remaining gold comes from the
Yep, which would be 60. So yeah, if we drop that to 12, then we're all set for
I've already
our
removed.
payment.
I've removed my sapphire.
Yep,
Hey, how about those 2 emeralds?
Yeah, we need to get those evaluated. Maybe that's something we can get done in the town while we're waiting.
Yeah, and I have a sapphire that's unappraised.
Yeah, me too.
So maybe we don't have to turn in our sapphires. We'll see what we've got from what we have as community materials.
Well, no, I think it's good to turn in these sapphires. We need to turn them in at some point, and then it adds up nicely at the moment, and then we can sort out the emeralds and stuff like and figure out what it is. Because the sapphires, it's something we've all got, so we know we can divide it up nicely between us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
I think we should sell off some of this extra stuff.
Yes, I agree. We should sell off some of this extra stuff. That's what I was
Like
saying. We
the
sell
leather
this
armor.
extra stuff off and then use that before using our gems.
Yeah.
Because we have gems because they're lighter than carrying the coin.
That is true.
Okay.
So let's spend some time selling off some of these things.
And getting stuff appraised.
Yeah. Let's not get rid of the small black marbles. We need to keep that, right?
What about this evil engraved spear that we've somehow ended up with?
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably should not sell that to just anybody.
I almost think we should take it with us. Simply because.
Like maybe drop it off along with the box of the horned god.
Yeah, because we're going there to get rid of this shard. This
Good
spear,
point.
we might be able to maybe get denastified, and then it could become something
Yep.
of use.
Maybe take the robes and the marbles too then.
Yeah.
But we could
like
sell
a
the wolf
special
hides.
deal.
Yeah. Could sell the
Destroy
wolf
one
hides
evil
and the meat
item.
plate. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Get one other for free, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, do I notice among the people of this town or the guards of the town anybody carrying pouches of gray dust?
You would need to sort of give me a wisdom or intelligence check.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put that in the tower. Let me try again.
Mhm.
There we go.
You do not seem to notice any while you may see pouches, you can't be certain what would be in them without
Okay.
either stealing them or acquiring directly.
Mhm.
Most of them appear to just be coin pouches.
Okay.
Coin
None of
purses.
them look like the pouches of gray dust that we've already confiscated.
They're all the pouches you have of gray dust. The pouches you're finding, they're all fairly nondescript, small leather pouches.
Gotcha.
Nothing particularly stands out.
Okay.
Okay, if you can tell us what we can get for the horses and most of the stuff on the party sheet, the emeralds and the
Good
daggers
question.
and the junk.
I don't recall how much we paid for the horses.
I mean,
Or were they given even?
no,
We bought them.
he bought them. Barton bought them.
Hmm.
I bought them all. I think I bought them roughly at book price.
Yeah, I would say book price here for the horses. In fact, you might actually get a 10%. There's 10% inflation on many things. So
Yay, we're horse traders now.
yes,
Let's go back to the keep and buy more.
There we go. Yeah, I have a light horse. So that's 75 gold straight.
is that out of the book? 75.
Yep.
So 80, 82.
It's the same for me as well. So,
Yep.
So be 4 of them.
so are we adding this to the party sheet or to our own sheets?
I
think we
would
should add
appreciate it
gold
if Mark
to the
could
party.
add the gold to the party sheet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just
Although,
distribute what's left after we take out whatever we need to for the transport.
Yeah, so if we say we've got 4 horses, because I think Johnson will have the same, I don't think we've got any special horse for him.
So
although if there's any money left, maybe we sell the horses last. And if we've already raised all the money from everything else first, Vartan can keep the money from selling the horses.
No, you guys paid me back for the horses, I'm sure.
Oh, we did? Okay.
So for what it's worth,
Oh.
you could board the horses for days or weeks if you wanted to. There's no, you
I
don't
don't
have
know.
to sell them.
Yeah, but we don't know we're coming back here, so.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be 380 or 328 for the horses.
328. So you're at 400 gold for the party.
Okay. Yep. Small belt pouches, 5 silver each, so that would be 2 gold straight up.
And unfortunately, Mark, you're the only one who can control the party sheet. So
Really, you're not able to. Well, that makes some sense, I suppose.
Yeah.
Hold on. So
you have to remove the items, and you have to.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that now. So
Okay.
Johnson sold his horse.
Oh yeah.
Barton sold his horse. Holy, lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm looking at Martin's inventory. He's got lots of things. That's not a complaint. That's just a.
I need to be selling some quivers and some arrows and stuff, so.
Mm-hmm.
Why? How come I don't find small horse in your inventory?
Because I just deleted it.
Oh, you just deleted it. I'm sorry. Okay.
I deleted mine already.
You deleted yours. Okay, good. So.
And I never had one in my. I didn't put it in my inventory.
Right.
I don't know why.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just refreshed. So you have a pouch of milk, which you just got, right, Jen?
Mhm. Mhm. I just put it in here. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. You guys have the rubies. Let's see what else. You sold your horses. What else did you sell?
Oh, I
The,
need
The belt pouches.
Okay, and how much?
that would be 2 gold straight out of the book for the 4.
So 8,408 gold.
No, not
No,
for
no,
all
2.
4 of them. They're half a
All
gold
4
each.
of them would be 2 gold.
Oh, 402
Trying to
gold.
make it easy on you.
That's right. Thank you. So you're up to 402.
Yep. 4 longbows would be. Man, I just had a brain collapse.
You'll get
They're
a 10%.
75 apiece.
So again,
Okay.
82 and a half. Or just make it
300.
82.
82.
82 times how many?
So it would be 328.
328. So you're
Because each longbow is 75.
You're at 730 gold.
Okay. And then what about the 2 regular bows?
Yeah, if those are short bows, because that's the only other one we have, they would be 30 each.
So 33 apiece.
33, right. So 66.
So 796 gold for the party.
Yeah. Is there any difference between those daggers? Because we've got 9 total.
No, the daggers are all going to be the same.
Okay.
In fact, let me,
So that'd
get
be
rid of the
18 gold for those daggers.
for all of them together. 18, 400.
When he gets to it, I looked up the leather armor already.
Hold on, I'm sorry. So 18. 4, 14,
Yep.
814 gold. And the leather armor, you're saying?
Leather armor is 10 each, so that's 30.
44 gold.
And you still need to delete the bows. I saw the daggers go, but not the bows.
Mm-hmm.
And the belt pouches.
Oh, and the belt pouches, yeah. Cool.
And I'm sorry, you just said you just sold the leather armor?
Yep.
All right.
And I think the rest of it we can't look up ourselves.
I mean,
So
emeralds need to be.
emeralds?
Yeah, we need those appraised as well as. I've got an unappraised sapphire, so that could be.
And then the wolf hides and the wolf meat planks.
Might be able to sell the wolf meat to our inn.
Yeah.
Wolf hides to some tanner. Who knows?
Right?
The inn and tavern that you're staying at will give you 5 silver per flank. That's 3 gold. Do you want to do that?
Yep.
Yep.
847.
And then the wolf hide.
Yeah, the hides would be worth. Trying to do some quick math in my head here. Let's say 2 gold apiece.
Wow.
So that's 4.
Yeah, 851 for the party. Oops.
Frustrating. I think we should either should keep or should not sell the rest of the things.
Yep. Now, real quickly about the spear. The spear you had detected as evil, right? When you.
Correct.
Yes.
and we've kept it wrapped since then.
Yep. Yep, but it's wrapped up with a pretty
Make a
bow.
note of that.
Did we even wrap it in the strange robes?
we wrapped it in the robe of the person who looked like the witch from the that we burnt alive. So
Yep.
yeah, witches plain robes. Yep. So I guess the next thing would be, I think we should get our gems that we don't have evaluated.
Agreed. I'm going to carry those dice.
The obsidian dice.
Yep. Just because I feel like we should have everything. Okay, why is it not going into my? Because I
I've
need
got
to
a
grab
bit of
that.
personal gear to sell as well. About 40 arrows and 1 quiver. Comes to 6 gold, but I also want to buy 2 more silver arrows, which cost me 2 gold. You okay if I just take 4 gold and then top up my silver arrows?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That is fine.
Okay.
So where did we get these strange robes with the arcane coven priesthood heraldry on it?
You got them from the lady whose house you burned down, whose cottage you burned down.
Yeah.
The witch.
That's what I thought.
Witch.
And I'm sorry, I thought those were the robes that we had the spirit wrapped in, but
And I think the ones that the spears wrapped in are kind of like torn up a little bit
gotcha.
because we wanted to wrap it tight. So we kind of stripped it up and tied it up and made it all pretty.
Okay, so all of this running around town, selling and bartering, has caused the day to advance several hours. So you're at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
Yep. I say we find like a gem merchant.
Yep.
Okay, you will easily find one. He will tell you that your emerald is worth 110 gold.
And there are 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then I have a small sapphire.
Yep, me too. I guess they came from the same batch.
Yeah, I imagine they did. Yep.
Small sapphires are worth 110 gold.
So I'll just change it from 2 to 3 then, because I had 2 that were appraised and 1 that wasn't.
23, 3. And
Can you put an each with those emeralds, Mark?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you put an each with those emeralds? Thank you.
The fonts in this tool are confusing sometimes.
And where did we get the small black marbles? Was that
off of the lady whose cottage you burned down in the woods?
Yeah, the witch. Yep. Okay.
Along with
such a nice little old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice little old lady.
The young lady in the cabin and what appeared to be her twin sister in the cavern both had
Indeed.
pouches of hexing dust.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to do something about that because I still have a portal back to there, but I plan to deal with that when we get back to the tavern.
So you said you took the dice.
Oh, I see what happened. Was it said I took one die?
Yeah. So, well, wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
take. I'm gonna take all 8 dice.
Yeah,
in
there are
bag.
8 dice in one bag. So let's just do
Yeah.
one bag with 8 dice. That
Okay.
makes sense.
So if you want to remove that, I already dragged it over to my.
Hang on.
I need
Yeah.
to step away for like 2 minutes, okay?
Sure.
What? We're playing papers and paychecks. How can you leave? All right. I think that we've now managed to work through everything.
Bit of housekeeping.
Yeah. So I have 9 rubies worth 75 gold. Oh no, that doesn't even work. Oh, I have a small diamond worth 55 gold, which I will happily give to someone, and then I'll carry an emerald. Would you like to do that, Veritan?
Now you're confusing me. What? Why would you?
So we have 2 emeralds worth 110 gold each.
Yeah.
But to split 2 emeralds 4 ways would be difficult. I am offering to give someone another gem worth half as much as the emerald to take the emerald.
Yeah, good. I can do the same. So we can. Yeah, if you can move one of my small diamonds to Johnson, and one of, I guess, Jen's small diamonds across to Sorak when he comes back, if he agrees with it, then they have the small diamonds, and we'll take a emerald each.
All right.
That was good thinking. Well done.
Yes, Mark?
I'm sorry, I'm pulling up your character sheet. So you said 1 diamond to Johnson.
Yeah, from me or from Jen, and then 1 diamond to Sorak from the other person, and then we'll take one of the emeralds each.
I'm sorry. So you'll take each will take an emerald, and you said 1 diamond from you to Sorak.
Yeah, so, Sorak, I'm you a diamond worth 55, and then I'm taking the emerald worth 110 in exchange. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we did the same thing with Johnson. So both of the emeralds now are being carried instead of just left in no man's land. And the pouches of gray dust we've been finding on the goblins, right?
You found some on the goblins. You also found them on some of the bandits.
Yes.
Particularly the bandits who looked unnatural. They looked like gray men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Moving on to about 4:30 in the evening, early evening.
Okay, so I explained to the others I still have the portal to the Witch's Cavern. Now I really need to free up that slot, and if I free it up, we can maybe make a portal back to this city if ever we need to. So what I propose to do, in our hotel room, are there any pictures on the wall or anything like that?
Oh, sure. This very fancy
Good.
inn, so there are several paintings.
Then on the back of one of the paintings, I will engrave the rune. I'm explaining this to the other. I'll engrave the rune to activate the portal in the Witch's Cavern. Then we all protect it in case anything comes through it. And then when it fades, I can make a new rune so that we can come back to this city, and we'll come back to that location of that painting. And then I can turn to make it face the wall so no one knows it's there. What do you
Sounds
think?
good to me.
I don't understand it, but I'm not going to argue with it.
Okay, so if everyone's done shopping, then that will be the next plan. But let me know when you're all happy with what you've got.
I'm all happy. I got everything. We got it all sorted, so I'm good.
Are we on the second day here?
No, we're still on the first day.
Okay.
Yeah.
The day you arrived.
And I'm keen to get all this done on the first day so I get my runes back the next day and I'm
Yep.
not burning them.
Yep. So I would like to hang out in the tavern and listen for rumors.
Okay.
So you're going to do that while we do the portal thing?
That's fine with me. That I was more of telling you guys than Mark because I'm trying to figure out when we should do all these things.
Okay, so then I have Johnson and Sorak watching out over this portal with me.
Yep.
So I will turn one of the paintings so that it's facing the room, or the back of it's facing the room. And then I'll just engrave a rune to activate the portal back to the cavern. The Witch's Cavern.
Hey, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible for you to put in our parcel items a pouch with 500 gold and remove that 500 gold from our parcel coins and then distribute the coins?
Oh,
Does that make
didn't
sense? And
follow.
if you need an empty coin purse, you can take one from my inventory.
Give me 1 second.
You betcha.
Barton, I've created for you a rune of returning, which currently describes its current status. So if you would kindly put that in your inventory. So, I'm sorry, you want to put the 850 gold into
Not all of it.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Just
how much?
500 gold. 500 gold into a coin purse. That's the 500 we're going to spend.
Gotcha.
And then the rest you can then one-click distribute, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd like to use the empty coin purse from my inventory to hold the money, you can do that. And you can just tell me that and I'll just delete it from my... I will delete down to one empty coin purse now.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay, cool. You got it correct. Excellent.
Okay,
And now you can...
Rune of returning, you put... What is that?
So it's describing where your rune is currently inscribed.
Because I've got all of those in my notes normally on my character sheet. Under
okay.
static runes in my notes, I can only have 5 active at a time.
Okay.
And that can in fact be more than one rune to a location. So for example, I have one to the keep at the moment and one to the sacrifice room in the tavern.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is burn that one in the sacrifice room in the tavern. So I think to burn them, I need to activate them. So that's why we're all going to guard that portal until it closes itself. So I will activate the one to the cavern. We will guard it, and then it'll fade. and then I'll put a new static rune on the back of another painting to this room. And then that's my 5 static runes then. If you see, I've got 4 others already set up. So from then on, if I want any more static runes, I will need to remove at least one of the others.
Okay. You've got your locations. Your static runes are described in your notes.
Yeah. So if you go to the notes section of my character sheet, last
Oh,
tab.
it's not on the notes thing. I get you. Okay, hang on.
You see them there?
Oh, I see. Okay. When you
So when I use one, I either set it to 0 or I delete it.
right. So you're gonna, but I'm sorry. So you're gonna change that final static rune to
That's that final static rune. I need to activate it first because otherwise it's just still waiting for activation, and I can only have 5.
right.
Then we protect it, make sure nothing nasty comes through it. And then I have one more static rune free because I only have a maximum of 5. And then I can set up a new static rune to this room, etched on the back of a painting, and then turn to the wall so no one will see it.
Okay, fair enough. If you will update the description on that to match what I wrote on the rune of returning, you can remove that rune of returning. I wanted to capture where it was and
yeah, that's how I was keeping track of it specifically in the
That's fair.
notes section.
No, your way's fine.
Cool.
As long as you know.
I couldn't see anything on that rune of returning except rune of returning. So
okay. It had. I'm sorry. It had a description. That was why I put it here. Let me. I'll copy and paste the.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know how
interesting
to see descriptions on items. Mouse over doesn't show it. Double clicking doesn't show it.
You're right. What the heck? That wasn't very good.
That's why I was
record rest. Great close.
I will just update my notes that it's a room to the what was the name of the inn? I have it in my notes.
Oh, I bet I know what it needs to do. So if you'll just note that it's inscribed on the back of a painting of a noblewoman, and it is currently hung in a room in the Grand Inn. Here, I'll copy paste. And then I'll just remove this. And I'll let you update that. And we've got a pouch containing your transportation cost. Jen, you were looking for rumors. Now, are you at the tavern at this point, or are you just sort of passively listening as you walk about town? You might be on mute.
At the tavern at this point, and then tomorrow I'll walk about town. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
UMRS rumors in Holmgren. And I'm going to assume that we're at the Grand Inn.
Right.
And I shall make this public. Go ahead.
Yep, so I just shared a rumor that you overheard.
That is troublesome. Anything else?
You pick up. You'll have to wait some time, and maybe you'll hear something else. Any other actions from the group?
If we're approaching our end of the day, then I want to drink.
Yeah, I'll go down to the tavern and have dinner and a nice civilized glass of wine.
So as you return to the inn, they immediately recognize you as one of the patrons of the room. So you'll be seated at a nice table near the window. and a sumptuous meal will be brought to you, along with an ale for the dwarf. I think, right? You said
Yeah, ale works.
ale.
Yeah.
Barton, I suspect wine or mead or
Wine is good. Wine is very good.
very very nice wine is brought to your table. Arista,
Some infused grain alcohol.
the local
Hooch.
aged
Yep.
barley based whiskey, aged 20 years is brought.
Yep.
Try and outdrink me. I'm feeling challenged.
No, I'm only going to have one, and then I'm going to order ales. But what I'm going to do is every time your cup starts to get low, I'm going to pour my ale into it and fill mine with water. So it looks like I'm still ordering ale. I'm not just taking up a table, but I'm just, drinking. I'm not getting drunk. I'm just drinking water.
Okay. Is that how we intend to spend the rest of the evening?
Yeah, I'm not trying to get him drunk, just to be clear. I'm just trying to make it look like I'm still drinking. And I know he can handle it.
All right.
Yeah, and we're trying to pick up any other rumors in the inn while we're
Sure.
eating and drinking and
So,
the locals.
And that's why I'm not getting drunk. I want to be able to hear the rumors.
so at 4:30, your dinner is initially served, and that first round of drinks is served as well. And then by 5 o'clock, as you're sitting there, the meal is pretty much finished, and you're now throwing back drinks or water or whatever, and sort of keeping an ear to the rest of the tavern to hear things. And at this point, you're ordering a second round, Jen, Arista, or one of you
Sure.
is,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going
I
to pour your ale into Sorak's cup as he drinks it.
Yep, I'm going to pretend to drink mine and just pour my ale into his.
So Sorak, being a dwarf, give me a Constitution check. But being a dwarf, you get a natural bonus to it. Resist the effects of the highly.
Mark, are you looking at the note that I'm writing for rumors in Holmgren?
No, I'm not tracking notes, but I will. Rumors in Holmgren at the Grand Inn. Cute. Yeah,
it's from our home game from years and years and years ago.
Yeah,
we had
Naked Mancers.
We had a what was he? He was a barbarian, right? Who was adopted by some dwarves, but they wouldn't give them. They wouldn't let him know their last name because they didn't want to claim him. So he just had a single name, and if people asked him what his last name was, he would repeat his first name.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't very bright, and so when he heard the word necromancers, he said he called them naked mancers.
Yep, I remember that. All right, I assume you continue on, and I still need a check from Sorak.
So I dropped it in the tower. Did I mess it up?
I don't see one.
I think that's a natural fail. Then you clearly drank too much already. Eh?
Oh yeah, you're tossing the ale back like it's water, even though it's actually quite potent for the area. Oh, I'll give you another one.
Oh, this is good.
All right, I need another check from Sorak. Oh, still doing fine. Although he does seem to has slowed just a little bit off his pace. So we're at 5:30. Do you want to keep
Another round.
another round?
Yeah, how much am I paying for this round? Because I'm buying this round.
Oh, I would say each round for the well, actually, it'll be 4 drinks because Johnson is with you. So
Mhm.
I would say, oh, what are some prices? We'll just say it's 5 silver a round, 4 silver a round.
Okay. Who bought the first round? I can do that too.
War in the East. Mm.
Getting to be about 6:30. I need another check from Sorak. And as I imagine that Johnson is also. Oh, Sorak, you're doing better with this than you were at the beginning. It's almost like you're becoming more sober. Like Johnny Fever, was it Johnny Fever in WKRP Cincinnati? That one skit.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you've seen that skit.
Wow.
Then yes.
Oh yeah.
Pete, do you know the show we're talking about?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I
is-
wondered if that made it across the pond.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, it was a show from the late '70s, early '80s, about people that worked at a radio station in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the cool guy, the one cool guy, as he got drunk, he became more. The more drunk he was, the more and functional he was.
Okay, nice. Like Terry Pratchett's definition of knurd, which is kind of the opposite of being drunk. And there's certain coffee that can make you so sober you actually got to see the true fabric of reality.
Mm.
And the only way to get out of this situation was to drink more to return you to normal.
Nice.
Well, that's. I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to read some.
What, Terry Pratchett?
Yes.
You've never heard of Terry Pratchett?
No, I know who it is. An author, right?
Yes.
Discworld.
Hell yes.
Discworld. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, have I ever read that? I may have read that when I was a
Oh, there's
wee
a ton
child.
of books.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
tons of books.
Yeah, the name
He-
certainly
I-
familiar, but
He was my author hero when I was a kid. I even went
Wow.
to see him a couple of times at book signings.
very cool.
Terry Pratchett is awesome.
If you
Yeah.
haven't read Pratchett, wow, you have such a ride ahead of you. Just wow.
Well, there you go. After this game, I'll immediately
He
go grab
is
a
a
book.
very colorful, humorous, you name it.
Yeah. Yeah, the name is certainly familiar. I was thinking fantasy for some reason, but yeah, okay.
It's fantasy comedy, looking at reality through a fantasy lens, sort of thing.
So, what should be the first book?
People tell people to start with the Guard series. Don't start at the beginning with Rincewind. The first books are not the best books. They are good, but they're not the best books. So look up there's so much advice online on where to start with Pratchett, but most of them say start with the Guards.
Okay.
Guard.
Well, thank you. I don't get much chance to read for pleasure anymore, so this is a good excuse.
I'm going to post the entry for Knurd into the wiki entry for Knurd into the chat, so you can read that later. It's just one of his ludicrous concepts, but it's a very small part of the book.
Very cool. Well, that gives me an idea for the campaign. Okay.
Okay, but yes, we
Back
drink more. Once Varitan starts feeling that he's getting even slightly tipsy, he eases back and stops buying and sips his drink to maintain his composure.
Right, and I apologize. I forgot to even have you check, so we'll just assume that you stopped early enough. Unfortunately, while Sorak is just pounding him back and seeming to get even more sober as the night progresses, Johnson, unfortunately, does not seem to be handling his liquor very well, and he starts to get a bit boisterous.
Oh,
Oh no.
And the group has narrowly avoided having Johnson getting into some sort of brawl. So, something to keep in mind is that if Johnson continues to drink, it may be dangerous. So
Disadvantageous, yes.
So, are we ready to turn in for the night, or are we gonna keep drinking and listening?
I'm gonna keep drinking.
You're at about 6:30, so you still have an hour and a half until supposed curfew.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep listening.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink till I can't drink no more.
All
Because
right.
then I got the rest of the night to not have anything to drink.
So for the next 30 minutes, another round is poured, and let's see. Let's have Johnson give his
Away she
check.
goes.
Oh, Johnson.
Ha, ha.
Oh, you already heard that one.
A fortress.
Yes, so there is a fortress in the center. That's the thing that sits on that island.
Okay.
Okay. Johnson seems mostly occupied with emptying his bladder for the next 30 minutes. All right, 7 o'clock.
He's got to find it.
Yeah, right. So he's constantly, at this point, he's constantly getting up and visiting the restroom. Yeah. Seems to be passing through. Are we ready for another round? Another 30 minutes?
I'm ready.
All right.
And away she goes.
And assuming that Arista is still paying, that's 4 silver per round. So. And Johnson again bumps into someone on his way to the bathroom. And luckily, the person he bumps into is very forgiving.
All right, so I am going to start pouring out Johnson's beer as well.
Oh, you're starting to water it down?
Okay. Hoping he won't notice. But this has to stop.
As he comes back to the table, he says, "You guys aren't going to believe this, but I just heard people are saying the families are being taken at night. They're disappearing."
Oh, that's terrible. But,
can we even understand him if he's that far in the wind?
But, Johnson, did you know that you nearly yelled that?
Oh, did I? Oh, man.
Yeah, you should be quieter.
Okay.
Just don't mention it again.
All right. 7:30.
All right, Mark.
Go ahead.
We have a copy of Guards coming to the house soon.
Sweet.
Very good place to start.
So, 7:30 rolls around, and they announce that it's last call.
Last call.
Last call.
Wow.
4 more silver down. Oh, no. The final.
I finally hit it.
Oh, you already heard that one.
Duke is dead.
Johnson. Also, my goodness. So, Sorak, you may have met your limit. You start to actually feel tipsy at this point.
Okay. Well,
And
last round. I'm accepting.
Johnson, seeing that, starts to poke fun at you and starts to get very boisterous and starts shouting jokes out loud at your expense. And let us see, there is now a 50% chance that a brawl will break out.
I'm going to punch him in the nards.
And luckily, the other patrons are either too tired or too scared of the curfew and ignore the two of you and start to filter out of the tavern. And a few minutes before 8, the tavern keeper starts to come through and suggests that you all need to head for homes or rooms.
Okay, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
And that he must close down by order of the Brotherhood.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
I like how we've gotten them completely plastered by dinner, or by 9 p.m., by 8 p.m.
I'm only just starting to feel inebriated.
This
True.
takes me
Okay.
back to the days of last orders in the UK, where basically you knew the bar was open until 11 o'clock and you had to get as much beer down your neck before then as possible.
Yep.
11 o'clock? Wow.
Yeah, it was a thing started during the war to make sure that people were suitable to work in the morning, and then it stuck around until the early 21st century.
Well, I was going to say from the war, you're not that old, but I get it. It was started before your time.
Yeah, but it was kind of counterproductive because it meant, bars stopped serving alcohol at 11 o'clock and everyone had to leave by 20 past 11. So
Mhm.
this basically resulted in all the bars emptying all the drunks onto the street at exactly the same time.
Wow.
Which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
No.
Now, how likely would it have been that people would have been driving at that time?
Drink driving is not so much a thing in the UK. People,
Oh.
it's really socially unacceptable, so it's not too much of an issue. Of course, there are people who do it, but it's really frowned upon. So it's not the minimum penalty for drink driving is a 12-month driving ban. That's where it starts with your
Wow.
penalties.
Yeah.
So it's also really heavily punished. But of course, you have clubs and things that are open until much later, until 2 o'clock, and things with special licenses. So at weekends, people will drink up in their favorite bar until 11 o'clock and then move on to a club after that. But ending that was a good thing, I think.
Yeah.
But it really encouraged a binge drink culture where most of the time you were in a pub until 11 o'clock. You had to get all your drinking done by then, and it's like a deadline or a challenge to get as much booze down your neck in the meantime.
Oh,
And
geez.
there was also a concept called lock-ins, where if you're in a local pub for local people, sometimes they would close the door, lock the door, pull the curtains, shut the windows, shutters across, and then carry on serving beer in the bar for the people in there. But from all intents and purposes, they were closed. And when you were done, you'd leave via the back door. I was just
Okay.
discussing that with one of my mates yesterday, actually. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think anything like that ever happened here, so in the U.S.
No.
As far as I ever knew, bars open till 1 or 2, and usually 2 is about the latest you'll ever have in a municipality.
Yeah.
Well, this was a culture shock when I first came to Belgium. I went. They hired a huge amount of us from the UK, about 30 people all at once, and there was a group of about 8, 10 of us who all went out for a drink, and we're in this bar, and we were drinking and we were drinking, and we kept ordering, and we kept waiting for the bar to say, "Look, that's the last one till you kick us out." And then at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we suddenly twigged that they were only staying open because we were there ordering drinks. So they were just waiting for us to stop, and we were waiting for them to tell us to stop.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
They call that the Belgian standoff, or
I guess so.
Nice.
too funny.
Nice. I wonder if the attitude toward drunk driving in the UK is different because it's more densely populated and
No,
easier to get public transportation.
No, it's because there were a lot of really gruesome campaigns against it. The government had such a huge what do they call them? Public announcements? No, public
Yeah. Public service
Yeah.
announcements.
public service announcements, sort of things on TV and stuff. Just
We had that
ramming
too
down
back
your
in the
neck.
90s, but I don't think, I think the bigger problem is that then what do you do? How do you get home?
Well, yeah, the taxis are pretty good. Most people have
Yeah,
taxis
Yeah.
most,
home.
But
yeah, most areas here do not.
Yeah.
Yeah, your taxi is a
only the big
relative,
cities.
or somebody who's a designated driver.
Well, that's it. Yeah. You have taxis, you have designated drivers, you have night buses.
Yeah, we don't
That's
have
what
that either.
I used to, and it's really nice here in Belgium. I go out drinking in Leuven with some of my mates, and if I want to get a night bus home, it's free. So the bus is running out of the city to my town, completely free to encourage people to just get a bus home after they've been out drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Yep.
Yeah, but Belgium is horrific for drunk driving. There's far too many people here who do it. People just don't seem to acknowledge the risk or the implications. It's much more culturally acceptable here than in the UK, although the government do have things like this to try and encourage people. But I'm pretty sure it's the public service announcements and the generally ramming it down your throat. This is not socially acceptable. That finally got the message through. That and the immense penalties. Like I say, it starts with a 12-month driving ban if you're over the limit at all.
And the
That's
penalties that are primary, the important part is the penalty doesn't make a difference. It's that they actually enforce it makes a difference.
Yes.
Actually apply the minimum penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that of course is a huge deterrent. It's more than the monetary fine or anything like that. If you lose your driving license for 12 months, that has a huge impact on your life.
Right.
That and your insurance premiums are going to be through the roof forever. So
Yep. Okay, so to the
anyway,
room.
To the room. I would like to, on our way to our room, try to see if the Tavern Keep has any interesting stories.
He tells you he's very appreciative of your patronage this evening. And as you ask him if he has any interesting stories, he sort of glances around and leans in and tells you, I have heard that the Duke's son has escaped and is leading a second coup to retake Holmgren from the Brotherhood.
I've heard such. I've also heard that the Duke himself has died.
Aye, that is very likely. There was certainly a nasty battle at several weeks ago when the coup occurred. It appeared that the Brotherhood completely dispatched all of the command structure in Holmgren. But I'm a simple tavern keeper and innkeeper. So I tend to try to stick to my business and keep my nose out of others.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the delightful ale this evening.
Oh, my pleasure. The ale is some of the best in the entire area, the entire region.
Indeed, quite delicious.
Yes, and I sure hope your friend, who looked like he had perhaps 5 ales too much, I hope he feels better in the morning.
I'll give him a wink when I said that it was delicious, because I didn't actually taste it.
It passes by him. He didn't pay attention.
Yeah. Good. He didn't catch on.
Okay. To the room.
Okay, so guys, I did add some details to the Duke is dead note, more than just the Duke is dead.
Morning?
Sure, morning.
All right. So you'll awaken to the sound of street activity in the street outside your window. I don't know how late you intend to sleep in, but eventually
Not,
a maid will come by and knock.
I don't plan to sleep very late at all. I plan to go to the market.
Okay.
Does the event outside the window happen before or after I've left?
The streets will start to get busy at about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Oh, it wasn't a specific event outside our window.
No. It's just the sound, the hustle
about.
and bustle of people walking
Okay.
walking through. You'll hear conversations as people walk by your window.
Okay.
What I plan to do is, before we go to the Navigator's Towers, take the remaining gold pieces that we have in the party sheet, those 351, and change at least a number divisible by 4 of them into platinum. So
Oh, you're gonna make me do math.
not 34, 32 of them into platinum.
32.
Well, 320 of them to 20,
Oh, I see. Yeah,
platinum. Yeah.
So 31.
Yeah, I've just been using a 10-10-10 system for.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then we
good.
can divide that platinum between us and not be lumped down with like hundreds of gold.
All right.
Oh yeah, because he was going to distribute that. I thought he had already.
Yeah, I'm
pushed
happy
that
to do
button.
it now if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I don't. Oh, there's my 8 plat. Okay.
Let's see. How far can I go here? And 20 copper. There.
All right.
Well, hey, I have some loose change.
Yeah. Right. Oh, and I'm totally going to. All right. I circled an area on the map.
Oh,
Is that the market?
let me. It was that general area that I forget who circled it. Let's see. Hang on a second. Holmgren. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see her circling. You may have done it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I see it.
Oh.
She's circled the colourful caravans in the north of the.
Yeah, so that is mostly where the wares are. So if you were looking for, like your bag, I'm sorry, your pouch of milk, so on and so forth, you would have found it in that area. Yes.
Great. That's what I'm looking for. And where exactly is our hotel or our inn?
It's closer to the gate, and so let me try drawing. I'm gonna regret it. I know it.
Well, don't do it. Don't do it. Describe it, and one of us will drive.
Yeah. So as you come across, I have to close.
From where?
All my sheets. So on the western bank, near the bridge, it doesn't really matter. It's one of those gray covered buildings. I would say, to be honest with you, I'm thinking it's going to be the. I'm pretty sure it's the. Here, I'll just draw it.
So right near the market.
No, so as you come across the bridge, you see there's sort of a large square there.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
On one corner, one side of the square is a sort of general goods shop.
Okay.
Two of the buildings on opposite sides, the long building with an L shape and the one that's catty corner to that has the X sort of in its roof, the more complex roof, are both inns. You are in the Grand Inn, which is the one with that is like an armor, weaponer, haberdashery, and the one to the left of it, right next to it, is the Grand Inn.
The X or the L?
The X. The one catty corner to it, closer to the bridge on the other side of the square, is called the Second Chance Inn. And the smaller building next to exactly where the slash is, and then the smaller building, that gray building next to it, is a general goods store.
Okay. So I suppose I will hire rickshaw or something to take me over to the market.
Because you sold your horse?
Right, we sold our horses.
Yep. Well, it would only take you maybe 20 minutes, I would say, to make the walk to the market.
All right.
Maybe just a few minutes if you really do want to have some sort of carriage take you.
You know what? I will walk because I'm going to take my time walking around the keep and making some observations.
Yep. So the fortress that was referred to is in this center island,
Yep.
protected by walls that are higher than the outer walls of the city.
And I'm going to go around the northwest side.
Okay. You will notice that some of the houses on the road that leads out around the fortress, some of those houses look abandoned, and some of them appear to have been have seen some sort of battle.
Damage. Okay.
Damage. So there, you see quite a few windows are broken in, some doors are busted.
Okay.
And the escarpments, or whatever they're called, the walkways on tops of the walls. I gotta find out what the term of that is. I know it, I just can't think of it. I think it's escarpment. Are heavily patrolled.
Okay.
You will notice these things as you're walking by. And other than folks seemingly conducting their normal business, walking around the streets, you don't notice anything else unusual. Other than you will see small groups of soldiers wearing the garb of the Brotherhood will occasionally walk by. Six to 10 soldiers, heavily armed, just sort of walking through the street, sort of city guard or something.
Is it called a battlement, by the way?
Maybe.
With crenels?
Sure. That could be.
Okay.
I don't think that's the word I'm thinking of, but
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, right? The wall is thick enough to have a walkway.
Yeah.
So that soldiers can go from tower to tower.
Yeah.
And yes, there are those. I'm totally grasping at the terms.
Maybe a parapet?
That might be it. It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what else were you looking for in the market?
Rumors. So I'm just going to, look at all of the nice, pretty wares.
Okay. You're just going to gather all the rumors in town, huh?
I am. I want to know what I'm dealing with here. We haven't been around.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're leaving.
I know.
It's up to you. If you want, I'll just share all the rumors. If you actually want to spend the 2 or 3 hours.
I also want to look and see if I can find anything that will be useful on our trip. Like, maybe some kind of armor that I can use.
Give me a percentage roll. Roll low.
Well, I did the first time, and all I did was milk.
Not low enough. Okay,
Yeah.
so you, I mean, you will find common armor, so up to and
Mhm.
including plate. So that stuff is fairly easy to find. Although the more advanced armor tends to have some price gouging at the moment.
Okay.
You'll find any of the mundane items that you would be looking for. And
Yeah.
if as you are looking specifically for rumors, I will go
Yeah.
ahead and share the rumors with you that you have not already heard.
Is there any like produce in the market?
All right, roll a 1d6. No, you don't seem to see much in the way of fresh
Mm.
produce.
All right. All right. What could I?
All right, so let me quickly go through the rumors here. I think you heard the children are disappearing.
Uh-huh.
You hear that families are disappearing.
Yep.
You've already heard that the Duke is dead.
Yep.
Um, a couple of ladies are sort of gossiping. One of them mentions, "Oh, you know, the Duke. He was turned into a demon, right?"
Oh, great.
And yet another woman responds, "Yeah, and his guard is being kept in the dungeon under the fortress." And a third pipes in, "Well, you know, speaking of demons, you know, they say that the leader of the Brotherhood is a demon."
Okay.
Um, a man overhearing them, sort of in a hushed voice, says, "You know, it doesn't matter who's a demon, who's not a demon. The Guardians of the North are planning an attack soon, and they're going to utterly destroy the Brotherhood and return Holmgren to normalcy." And then finally, you'll find a woman scolding her child, and she'll say, "You know, you, you tell Tommy he should not be out after night. The night hunters will get him. Why do you think they tell us to go to our homes at the hour of Skaven every night?"
Okay. So I would like to make small purchases while I'm at the market.
Okay.
Um,
At this point, if it's a mundane item, just put it in your inventory and pay the standard price.
yeah, I'm trying to decide what to get. I want to get like little gifts for everybody.
Okay.
I just don't know what. What would make a good gift for each of you guys?
Alcohol?
I don't really need anything.
Hey,
Oh,
Speaking of alcohol, you will
New runes. I need new runes.
new
That's what I need.
runes. Yes,
okay. Yeah, right.
there
Okay,
may
so
be
I'm going to
runes
come
in your
back.
future, but not now.
I'm going to come
Not in
back
this
with a
market.
tiny little 1-gallon barrel of ale for Sorak.
yeah. And where am I going to put that?
Okay, so I'm going to come back with a skin full of ale for Sorak.
All right. And
I
it happens.
appreciate it, but I can't carry it.
A
The
skin
skin?
full of ale will cost you 4 silver.
Barrel.
Yeah, that's okay. We're gonna do a skin instead. 4 silver.
4 silver, and it turns out it's of the same style and make as what you were drinking in the tavern.
Excellent.
A local brewery who makes a very potent ale, well regarded in the city.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Yep. And there's nothing I can get for Veriton, huh?
No, he's fine.
Oh, so I'm gonna get a little tin. Can I have found a small little tin of muscle oil?
Muscle oil made from a mollusk, or oil for
Oil meant to rub onto your muscles, like if they're sore.
like something like a Bengay.
Yes, like a Bengay,
An
but not
ointment.
Bengay.
Yes, I see.
Yes,
Rubbing
there we
ointment.
go. An
Yeah.
ointment. Yes, an ointment for sore muscles.
Yes, you find.
And then put it in Johnson's inventory
Okay.
because that's my gift for him.
When you return to give these gifts, and you give this this sack, wineskin of ale to Sorak, Johnson, upon seeing it and recognizing it, will immediately get sick, exposing the fact that he is completely hungover. Let's see.
What a lightweight.
Analgesic ointment.
Maybe he rubs that across his head. He'll feel better soon. And then I don't know what to get for Varta.
We're team. You really don't have to be getting us anything.
I know. But I needed to make purchases at the market. And I figured, while I'm there, I'm like, oh, this would be great for so-and-so. Because it would be weird if I went to the market and didn't purchase anything. I'm trying not to stand out. The man who mentioned that the Guardians of the North are planning an attack to destroy the Brotherhood and restore Holmgren.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to show him one of the pouches of gray stuff. But slyly, I don't want everybody to see it.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask him if he's seen this.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, great. Oh, wait, that should have been in the tower. I'll try again.
No, that's okay. I'll take it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'd already done it.
Yeah, it was even better in the tower, but either way.
Okay.
The moment you show him the pouch, he sort of puts his hand on your arm and says, "Please put that away."
Yeah.
It's a bit risky showing that out here in public.
So, what is it?
You don't even know what it is?
No, we've been finding this on all of the bandits and goblins that we've been dispatching along the way.
Well, it's almost certainly gray dust from the mines near the keep north of here.
And what is gray dust?
Wow, you truly are not aware of what you have.
No, not at all. It would be great to know.
It is a intoxicant that imbues the it's snorted, and it imbues the user, a person, with enhanced senses for a short while. Some say if you take enough of it and are careful, you can even foretell the future. But it is
Are
extremely addictive. And I
there,
highly
are there
recommend
side
you
effects?
dispose of this.
Okay. So when I get back to our inn, and obviously Johnson's still in the room, yes, because he's still not feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll walk in and I'll toss the pouch down and say, "Well, I know what this is."
Okay. The man would have also told you that um, certain people will pay quite a bit of money for it.
Yes, but I have to be careful which certain people I talk to about it.
Yeah.
Would he be able to put me in contact with those kinds of people? Because if I'm going to get rid of it, make it worth my while.
Well, he's going to look at you as sort of a ironic look on his face. Anybody who's addicted to it will probably pay a lot for it.
Okay.
But if you're asking me, do I know those who deal in this, then I'm sorry. The answer is no, I do not. I do not tend to travel in those sorts of circles.
Excellent. Do you know anyone who does?
No, I do not know anyone who travels in those sorts of circles.
Then I am glad to have been a patron of yours. I'll give him a few silver for the information.
Well, thank you, milady.
Um, okay, guys. So now I know what the bag of dust is for.
Cool. Mystery solved.
Yeah, and I'll tell everybody in the room. By the way, we have what, 16 of those? Yes.
You have quite a bit.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
start sorting them or what?
Well, this is why I'm saying something. So Johnson's hungover, so we're not going anywhere anytime soon, right?
We're sure we can drag him along, eh? I'm sure he'll
Yeah,
recover. He just needs a decent breakfast and some hair of the dog. Eh?
yeah. So, anyone interested in trying this stuff, or are we just going to get rid of it?
I think we should dispose of it. I'm not.
I don't want to try it.
Alrighty. Well, I wasn't going to make the assumption.
Well, I have to say, given that you sort of threw the bag down near Johnson,
Oh no.
and you guys were discussing it, I think Johnson, in his stupor, his unclarity, will probably. There's a small chance that he will reach out, and of course, it is the one chance that he would.
Oh.
And he sort of sticks his finger in it and tastes it, and he immediately has a sort of a sour lemon on face, kind of. He immediately scrunches his face and says, he starts spitting it out. He says, "That is the most awful stuff I've ever tasted."
It's because you're not supposed to taste it.
And you see him pause for a second immediately after, and then he just sort of shrugs, shivers, and then closes the bag up and puts it back on the table.
Okay. Good, I guess.
Okay, are we ready to go back to the navigators?
I
Everybody's
am.
geared up.
Right after breakfast of some nice, greasy wolf meat and eggs and bacon for Jonathan, right?
Yeah, let's get him fed and ready to go.
Yeah, nice and greasy.
Sure. All right, so he scarfs down breakfast. He looks slightly better, but he does still look a little green. He did not hold his liquor very well.
Does he need a Bloody Mara?
Uh-huh. All right.
So come on, Johnson, back on your feet. No time to feel sorry for yourself after what you did to yourself. Let's get over to the navigator's tower. Got a lot to do.
Yep.
Would I be able to make him feel better by giving him the milk from some steep stones?
He. You could try. There's nothing magical about the milk, though. If that's what you're thinking.
Well, I was just thinking, drop a stone in there, give him some milk. Because I mean, the stone won't heal. I mean, he's not down any hit points, but at least make him feel better. Give it a try.
Yeah, he'll take a couple swigs and say, no, thank you. My stomach doesn't feel well.
Okay. That's okay. I have
And
more
he will,
stone.
as Vartan is telling him to get up and get dressed, he will kind of whisper, what did happen last night? It's kind of a blur.
Nothing. You were fine. You just had a bit too much to drink, and the dwarf laughed at you.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You walked into somebody.
Oh, and it might be good that you try not to come back to this tavern. But, nothing happened.
Oh, another place? Damn it.
Another place.
I swear that's the last time I'm going to drink like that.
Until the next time. I know. Now get your ass up and let's get over to the navigator tower.
After you?
Jeez. Okay, throw my pack and head over.
All right. Assuming that you're all prepared and ready to depart.
Yes.
Yes, we assume that at some point yesterday Johnson got stuff that he needed, but I have no idea what that is. But
yeah, I'll take a look at his character after the game, see if there's anything obvious that he would have done, given he had access to most items. Okay, so as you enter, again, the same door, the same luxurious entrance, guest foyer, the same gentleman sort of peering again at his book. He looks up and he says, aha, have you decided to take your journey?
we're ready to go. Show us the way.
We have a bit of business to take care of first. Have you brought the money?
Sure. Hand him the cash. Who's carrying the cash? Look at Arista.
Okay, sure. Cash it is.
Okay, he'll hand it over. He'll take it, sort of switch the bag from hand to hand for a moment, and kind of nod with a smile and say, seems about right. Please follow me. He will lead you through a curtain that he draws aside, and you will step into another room that looks more like a hallway, and he will say, "Please wait here." And he will walk down the hallway a bit and disappear into a room. And when he returns, another man dressed in similar robes, but a bit shorter, will be with him. And he will say that this is Engineer Zuka. He will take you to the portal and will safely transport you to your destination. You would kindly follow him, and Zuka will sort of gesture to you towards the other end of the hall, and he will begin walking. And he will eventually lead you out of the building, through the streets, towards the gate.
Okay.
And it'll take a few minutes to reach the gate. He'll pass through the gate. He will nod at the guard stationed at the table. It's the same. It's the same guards that you saw yesterday when you arrived. And he will walk over to the guard, and you can see him hand the guard what looks to be a couple of coin. And then he will motion again to you and walk out of the gate, and then begin to head south to a small. What's that?
Follow on. Then
Yeah.
we follow on.
Yep. I'm assuming you're just going to keep following as he goes.
Yeah.
He will walk south for about 5 minutes to a small stand of trees. And as he enters the trees, he stops in the middle, and you see on the ground a sort of rough dirt circle with stones placed around it, around the outside of the circle. And he will stand in that circle. The circle is large enough to hold about 20 people, so it's quite large. And he will say, please come stand next to me." And you will notice as you enter the circle that your skin, the hair on your skin starts to stand up. And you get sort of a tingly feeling. And he will say, don't worry about the strangeness. It is natural, and it is absolutely harmless.
Is this like the electricity we had at the Witch's Cavern, or totally different?
No, it is very similar.
Okay.
It's sort of, yeah. It is very similar. You know, if you're familiar with electricity and sort of that sense of static.
Ionization in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. In fact, matter of fact, yeah, the air is also ionized slightly, so you do get that smell, faint smell of ozone or something else similar. But you don't feel anything strong enough to cause any kind of pain. Just the strange feeling of it on your skin. And when the last of you finally steps in the circle, which I'm pretty sure will be Johnson because he was lagging at the back of the pack. He will sort of stumble into the circle, and then the Zuka will begin to. He will actually sit cross-legged and begin to wave his arms in very strange ways, as if he was conjuring something. And after a few moments, you will notice that the air around you begins to shimmer and turn sort of a hazy blue. And then, after a few more moments, you feel as though you were sort of shocked as you realize that all the surroundings outside of that circle immediately have changed, and you now find yourself surrounded by the walls of a building outside of the circle. And his arm movements will cease almost immediately after. And he will say, "Please leave the circle. You've arrived at your destination."
Bloody hell, it's better than Google Waze, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Much appreciated. Is there anyone we should contact here?
Oh, I am sorry. I am merely the transportation. I am not. I am not all that familiar with the city. But before we go any further, let me pull up. Let's go to images, and if you will pull up Aonokai.
Ooh, that's a different city.
Yes.
I clarified to him that when I asked if there's anyone we should contact, I'm wondering if there are navigators in this city that we can contact if we wish to return.
He will say yes. As a matter of fact, you have arrived at the guild of the navigators. So to orient you quickly here, you'll notice on this map there is an orange building that's has roughly 4 sides. It's sort of it's got a white like a glass dome.
It's a canyon in the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle on the bottom. Is almost next to one of the city walls.
Yep.
Yes,
Like a parallelogram?
yeah, you got it. Yeah, whoever did that, thank you.
Or not parallel, trapezoid. That's not
And you will actually be sitting in the center of that dome. And he will say, "You are in the cathedral of the guild of the navigators now."
Thank you very much.
And as soon as you leave the circle, he will not move when he's speaking. He's sitting, and as soon as you leave the circle, you feel the air charging again. And then a few moments later, he just sort of disappears.
Uh-huh.
Your ticket, and you might have realized by now, was a one-way ticket. So
Yay.
Yeah, but we can at least portal ourselves back, or we can
that
use
is
the
true.
services of the navigators here. So that's all good.
So you will see
Okay.
several men will sort of enter the chamber shortly after you arrive, dressed similarly. They have these sort of long, ornate robes, and they will. One of them will approach you and say, "Welcome to Aonokai. We trust your."
Just as a question to you as the GM, is this still in the same plane of existence, by the way?
How would you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Have we traveled all the world? I mean,
Well,
yeah.
it might be a question worth asking.
Okay.
I think you might be taking a lot on sort of making quite a few assumptions. If you truly wanted to know that, then it might be worth asking.
Okay.
I could tell you there's really nothing at this point that would lead you to think that you are not in the same plane of existence.
Okay.
If you had mentioned Aonokai to anybody in Holmgren, they would have said, "Oh yeah, boy, that's quite a ways away." So you get the sense that this is truly a city, much like Holmgren, but that it is sort of halfway across the country.
Okay.
And they did indicate when we were at the previous city that if we wanted to go by horseback, it would take us.
That's
many
right.
It would take you months. So many leagues, hundreds of leagues. So if you could imagine, in the U.S., if Holmgren is somewhere near South Carolina, somewhere in South Carolina, then Aonokai is probably somewhere in Washington. So
State.
Washington State, yes. So it is, I don't know how many miles that is, but it's got to be several thousand miles. So 4,000 miles
like
from New York to L.A.
Pete
Something like
trying
that.
to travel to Turkey.
What's that?
Like Pete trying to travel to Turkey.
That wouldn't be a problem because I have a car.
Right?
How many days? How long would it take you to get to Turkey from Belgium?
I reckon I could do it in. I reckon I could do it in a day. I drove to Budapest.
Really? Only a day?
12
Well-
hours, I think I drove to Budapest.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
of
they're much
Europe
closer than I thought.
is
That's so
smaller
tiny.
than Texas.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is nuts. But Texas could take you easily. I mean, to go from one end of Texas to the other, it could take a whole day.
Hmm?
Yeah, when I say a day, I mean solid driving a day.
Yeah.
But there was a woman in Belgium once who went to pick up a relative at the station in Brussels, at Brussels Zoud. And she messed up on her GPS and accidentally drove to Zagreb
Oh,
in
jeez.
Croatia.
Wow.
It did take her a few days. She did stop to have a nap a few times and was a bit puzzled why the languages kept changing on the signs. But yeah, that was a bit of a special story.
Wow, it's only 1,600 miles from Belgium to Turkey.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so maybe it's more like Pete trying to get to Uzbekistan.
I did drive once from I drove to, like I say, to Budapest in 12 hours. But then after driving to Budapest, I drove down to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. So
And how long did that take?
that took about 10 days.
Wow.
That's a little further.
Just a bit, yeah. It's way down in Africa. No, sorry, Ouagadougou in Mali, but then no, Bamako in Mali, but then I drove on to Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. Yeah, that's right. But Africa is huge. It's ridiculously huge.
Mhm.
But yeah, Turkey is relatively close. I've not driven to Turkey. I thought about afterwards driving to Turkey and then driving down towards Egypt, going through the Lebanon and Israel and stuff, but and Syria, back before everything all kicked off there.
Okay,
Just never got
So-
around to it there.
so it looks like driving from the Carolinas to Washington is about equivalent to Pete driving to Mali.
And that would be by car, and you would be taking horse, so
Mm-hmm.
it could have easily taken you weeks,
Months.
months maybe. Either way, you've got the sense that you've traveled a great distance. You got that from anybody you might have talked to on the street when you mentioned the word. They know the city, but they just think of it as impossibly too far off. And you start to see the value of what kind of a bargain you got for taking the trip
500 gold.
instantaneously at 500 gold.
Yeah, it was a bit of a bargain, really. Yeah, I just plotted a route from where I live now to Bamako in Mali. That's 6,500 kilometers. So.
Yeah.
Because when you said these places in America, I have no idea where Carolina
Yeah, I'm
is,
sorry.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
stuff like this are.
All right, so maybe that's further. Maybe have that. Maybe just try to get to Egypt or Libya.
Maybe to Morocco or something. Yeah, Morocco's much easier than Turkey and Libya. That's going the other way around Africa. Wouldn't want to do that. But yes, okay, cool. So we're in this new city. We have these new people to talk to who have come out wearing similar robes to the previous people.
Yeah, and they're not quite like a monk's robes that you might expect in a modern day, Christian monk to wear, but they're more of a like a French aristocrat, a sort of poofy blouses and long flowing, not skirts. I don't know what they would call them on a man, but quite loosely garmented. How's that? Loose garments.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
And one of them comes up to you and says, "Yes, welcome to Aenokai. I believe you've come from Holmgren. That's quite a journey, quite a travel. I trust you suffered no ill effects from the jump."
No, it was fine, thank you. It seems like a good way to travel.
Oh, absolutely. And cheap too,
So,
if you can, all things considered.
all things considered, of course. So, Enokai, now we're here. Do you have any advice on the city? Is there any customs we need to know about? Any good places to stay? Any warnings that you might want to give us about places to go or not go?
Oh, where would you like to go? The city is so large and so fairly free and open. There are not too many onerous laws. Um, Magic is generally regulated, so if you practice magic, you might want to be wary that there are some rules following the use of magic, at least within the city.
What might those rules be?
Don't if you
Okay.
want to practice magic, then you must go to the registrar of magic to register yourself as a practitioner, and there they will, depending on your particular school of magic, your talent, whatever, they'll tell you what things you would be allowed and not allowed to do. But generally, the use of magic without license is prohibited. And the fines vary, of course, depending on the type of magic. Necromancy is absolutely forbidden within the city. There's no license for such a thing.
Okay. I guess you've never heard of a man called Juka.
No, not familiar to me.
How
Um,
about the Brotherhood of Cestus? Do you know of them?
oh, sure. If you're truly searching for the Brotherhood, then the nearest guild house is not far from here. It's actually just up the street a little ways, and um, I believe they operate most days. And you might inquire there, and if you ask, he'll point to you where it is up the street.
Okay. And if we need to stay in the city, is there anywhere you particularly recommend?
Oh, there's
For the discerning traveler, of course.
oh, of course. Well, there's an inn called the Grandest Inn, also not far from here. A friend of mine works there, and all of the finest aristocrats and noble people that happen to pass through, if they need a place to stay or a place for good food, that is definitely where I would send them.
Thank you very much. You've been most kind. I turn to Arista and Sorek and Johnson. Is there anything else we need to check before we leave this place?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Johnson, are you okay?
Still not feeling all that well, but soldier on.
Well, you didn't throw up in the circle, so we've got that going for us.
Yeah, what was
Okay.
that, by the way?
I don't know. It's something that got us from there to here, and we're all in one piece and alive. And I think that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think? We should go check out this Brotherhood of Cestus before we do anything else. Huh?
Yeah.
So we thank the people at the thing, and we head over to the Brotherhood of Cestus.
Okay, and they will, as they lead you out the front entrance, they'll offer you some wine. I'm not wine, water.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Quench your
I'll
thirst.
quench my thirst with the water. I don't know what the climate's like here. What weather should we expect?
It's actually very temperate, and I should also note that not quite sure what hour. See, let's see. Arista spent like 2 hours at the bazaar, so
Uh-huh.
and she got up at what 7:30, so it was like 9:30, and so maybe around 10 o'clock when you took the portal. So it would seems to you that the sun has only just arisen in this place, being much farther to the west. So due to
Mm.
the
Yep.
different time zones, so to speak. So that's the first thing you would notice is that the sun does not seem quite as high in the sky as it was when you walked outside the gates of Holmgren. But if you head up the street, near the end of that street, on the right hand side of that building, will be another building that will. Most of the buildings here are wood construction, of course. One or two here and there are actually built, but looks to be some sort of stone. And one of the bigger wooden buildings at the end of the street, near the cross street there, will have the we'll have the label Brotherhood of Cestus.
Well, that's helpful. Okay, and we move up onto the Brotherhood of Cestus, whatever they are or whoever they are.
Sounds good to me.
So as you come in, the door seems open, and when you first open the door, you open it onto what is essentially a large hall, and there are several tables on either side of the hall where several men are sitting and talking. A few of them are eating and drinking. And when you open the door, they all sort of immediately stop what they're doing and they look up at you. And one very large man near the door will immediately step over to you and ask you, "Yes, what brings you here? What do you need?"
Hello, good day. We've been sent by Evander the Wise. I'm not sure if you know of him, but he has told us it is very important that we meet with Jukar.
Jukar. No,
Yep.
don't know anybody by that name. Perhaps you mean Jakar.
Maybe I mean Jakar, but I've yes, it must be Jakar then.
Yes, well, you gonna say something? You just breathe.
No.
I'm sorry. I thought you were about to go. What?
No.
Like it was a gasp.
No.
He says, "Very well. Wait here. Wait right here." And he will walk into a nearby room. And a moment later, you will see a man with more average height, very knavish looking. He's wearing full leather armor, very colorful greaves. He has a hat, like not a cowboy hat, but a very sort of French cowboy hat with a feather sticking out of it. And he will see you, and you get immediately will beam a big smile, and a look will cross his face as if he recognizes you, and he'll say, "Ah, my friends. It's been too long. How long has it been? I haven't seen you in such a long time. What brings you to Aonokai?"
We've been sent by our old friend Evander.
"Oh, I see. And and great. And what did he send you here for?"
Wait, we recognize this guy?
No.
No.
He tells us you might be able to help us dispose of a certain item that may be troublesome.
Troublesome item. Oh, there are always troublesome items to be disposed of. What sort of troublesome item troubles you?
Well, do you have somewhere we can go a little more private?
Oh, of course. Come, please. Come back to my office. And he'll lead you through the hallway past the tables with the other men who are all seem to have returned to their discussions and food.
Okay, so he seems to be someone recognized by the Brotherhood of Cestus, and he has an office. So for me, that's legit enough for now. Gonna go follow him.
Yep. He'll take you to the office, and you're going to be immediately struck by the amount of strange things adorning his wall. He has.
I thought you were going to say somebody was going to strike us when we walked into his office.
No.
Immediately struck by a golem behind the
Yeah.
door. Like, "Whoa!"
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was expecting.
Roll,
You are dead.
Exactly. No, the strangeness of things surprises you. How's that? Various mounted animals, including squirrels and rabbits, and one large something resembling a moose. He has sticks of various lengths and colors and styles and types, and just crazy things adorning all the walls. And he has a
As
very
crazy as he is, his outfit.
yes, a bit
Funky,
garish.
goofy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And gouty. And there's a very big fancy desk that has some sort of leather covering on it and very ornate wood carvings on all sides and all the legs and corners. And behind it a very large high-backed chair that seems to have some sort of leopard skin type upholstering and very feathery, furry covering on the outside and on the headrest. And he says, please tell me more about this troublesome item. And he'll go and sit behind the desk and sit in his chair and put his feet up on the desk and sort of lean back and look at you expectantly.
So I smile and look over to him and just say, before we continue, you are Jakar, correct?
Well, of course. You don't recognize me?
Not yet,
No.
but we were told you would be hard to find, and this does not seem difficult.
Well, I can't believe Evander would say such a thing. I am everywhere I need to be, and not where I am not. Perhaps it is luck that you have found me today. How long has it been? Boy, it's truly been a while.
Since
Okay.
when?
Let's just see what he thinks of this.
If
Who's got
you
the
if you're looking for some sort of insight or something,
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Vartan can give me a charisma check. If anybody else wants to do a check, then go ahead and give me either wisdom or intelligence. I think
I am
Johnson.
racking my brain trying to figure out why this man seems to think we would know him.
Yeah, that's very. Yeah.
Vartan, you're a little iffy. You're still not quite sure about his intention or whether he's being truthful. But Arista, you seem quite taken by him, and you seem to sense that he seems to be exactly what he seems to be, and that you don't sense any deception when he tells you he is Jakar.
Let me see what I get.
Yeah, you're also a little iffy on it. Iffy only in that you really can't tell.
Yeah. Not that he's suspicious, it's just nothing.
Nothing stands out as like this cannot be the guy.
Okay.
and given that we're not told any description of him or anything other than just go find someone calling himself Jakar, it's near impossible for us to discern whether or not this is Jakar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Johnson, have you got the box? Do you want to show him what we're dealing with here?
What? Oh, of course.
Yeah, the box. You did not leave it back in the tavern, please.
No, I brought it. He'll reach in his backpack and sort of fumble about as his eyesight is not exactly fully returned. to 100%, and he'll eventually find the box. Now, if I recall correctly, was it in the original box, or did you guys switch it?
No, it's in the original box.
Okay.
Because
It's been out of the box and put back in the box, but
Right.
it is the original box.
It was the original box you found it in. Okay. So he'll take it out and hold it out. And what do you want to do after that?
Then I carefully use a cloth to pry open the lid and show the contents while he's holding it.
Okay. The moment you tilt the box and show him the contents, he will immediately jump straight up, and with sort of an alarmed look on his face, and he'll say, "Please put that away. I can't believe you would bring such a thing."
I drop the lid. Yes, and we are told that you are the person who can tell us how to dispose of it.
I am.
Incidentally, everybody yells at us to put it away and can't believe that we've brought such a thing. But nobody has really given us any solution on how to get rid of it. We're really hoping that you can.
Yes.
I very well can, or at least I'm going to try. But first, I have to confer with one of my colleagues. This
It's
isn't
a but
something
first.
that, huh?
It's a but first.
But first,
Yeah. So now with his reaction at looking at the thing, that feels quite legitimate to me. I suppose
Mm-hmm.
that he's genuinely shocked and horrified and concerned.
mm-hmm.
Good. That's the reaction I hoped for.
He will say, "All right, well, this isn't exactly the sort of thing that we deal with here at the Brotherhood, so I must confer with one of my colleagues from a nearby religious order. I am quite confident that they would know how to discard of such an evil relic. I tell you what, it's going to take me a day or so to reach out. So I think for now it would be best if you kept the box, kept it secret, kept it safe. Do not, under any circumstance, show this box to anyone."
Yes,
And
we've been told this.
you've been told this before. By whom? Evander?
Everybody who's seen the box.
Exactly how many people have you shown this to?
Well, there's
We've
Priest.
shown it to as many people as we needed to get us here. Nobody
Then
knew quite what to do with it, but step by step they led us in
place
this
we got it
direction.
from, and the guy in the lake, and all of us.
Well, my friends, and that smile returns. My friends, you have reached the end
15,
of
maybe 15.
15. Oh, I'll smack his head. 15. Let us hope.
If all of the brothers saw it while we were at the chapel.
Did you count
Otherwise,
the
it's
witches?
just 8.
Because the witches are dead. They don't count, surely.
Dead
No,
witches.
I didn't count the witches. I forgot about the witches. Oh, and the forest itself. Do we count each tree separately? Or is it just one forest?
You who holds the box, I suggest you continue to hold the box. I'm not quite sure I trust the little one. She doesn't seem. Perhaps she had too much to drink last night. He'll wink at Johnson.
He seems to know.
Yes.
Johnson. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't have a sneeze button, cough button. And it came over me suddenly.
He seems to know you, Johnson. I get the feeling he's not such a stranger after all.
Johnson will say, I have no idea who this is.
Does anyone remember the name of the inn that we were supposed to go to? Because I opened my notes to write it down and then didn't.
He will say, I tell you what.
The Grandest.
Yes, I tell you what, go up the street a little farther and you will find a very large building. It will be called the Grandest Inn. I will send word for the innkeep to set you up with their best rooms and dinner for the evening. I will meet you there later this evening after I've had a
Okay.
chance to confer with my colleagues.
And you think the box will be secure at the Grandest Inn?
My friends, if you have shown it to 19 people and yet live, then I'm sure that the box is still safe with you for one more day.
Okay, good stuff. Then we will meet you for dinner at the Grandest Inn.
Very good.
Yep, works for me. No danger here.
Okay. So we thank him for his time, I guess, and head over to the Grandest Inn.
So,
Okay.
let's see. I would say, I gotta draw. How do I draw?
Actually, just draw quadrants. Like if you, or maybe
Quadrant.
like 16ths. Like here, I'll do it. I'll do it, and then we can erase it. So if we did this,
No, this
right?
building right here. Okay,
Oh,
this
I see.
building.
Sorry.
That's right. So, the bottom building is the Brotherhood Guild Hall. And across the street, this larger building with the green trees is the Grandest Inn. So it's almost literally across the street.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll go to the Grandest Inn then.
And by the time you arrive there, the innkeeper will immediately say, "Ah, you've come. Here,
I've been expecting you.
I've been expecting you. I've
Of
prepared
course.
our best rooms. The king and queen suites, in fact."
Oh, wonderful.
So he will lead you to.
How is it he was expecting us?
Because the Chikar sent word ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or
okay.
maybe the navigator sent word ahead. That's also possible while we were talking to Jakara.
Oh my. Okay. So everybody knows we're here. Yay.
Yay!
Well, as far as you know, only the. Well, you did not tell the navigator where you were staying. He just recommended it.
Right. That's
Jakar is the
why
one
I'm
that
like,
asked you
hey.
explicitly that he told you that he would prepare rooms for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. So I ask at the inn if they can recommend some local cuisine or if they serve some local cuisine.
The innkeeper, when you ask, will sort of be taken aback. Well, of course, our tavern has the best food and drink around. You won't find anything any better in this entire quadrant of the city.
Of course not.
So
In that case,
what local speciality do you recommend?
Well, I would recommend the beef. The beef is raised locally on farms near the city
north and west of the city.
and east and south.
Oh. What's it to the east? See, oh, that looks like a garden on like a plantation.
What are you
On the
looking
east,
at?
the thing with the red roof.
That, if you were to ask around, is the king's villa. It
Oh.
is where the king often spends some of his summers. And the queen and the royal family and other members of the royalty.
Okay. Yes, I see where there might be many places to raise cattle.
Okay, excellent. Then I will try the beef. So
Sounds good.
we were just passing a building earlier, and it was called the Brotherhood of Cestus. We were wondering, could you maybe tell us a bit about it? What do they specialize in?
Oh, the Brotherhood. Well, seeing as you're friends of Jakar, I suppose I can speak plainly, frankly. Um, most people believe that the Brotherhood is a set of, I'm sorry, a group of artisans who travel throughout the nearby countryside, performing services such as construction and building and even some metalworking and other building type arts. But the truth is that they are really um, what's the word I'm looking for? A helpful group that really is focused on a redistribution of wealth, shall we say? Meaning from the rich to the poor. Oh dear, no, nothing quite so strange. No, they simply, if they find that folks have too much, they will often find ways to liberate that much and give it to the poor who do not have that much.
So we better make sure they don't know what we've got.
So do they know anything about legend about a man named Robin Hood?
I've never heard of such a place.
How does that redistribution begin?
Oh, you'll have to ask them. I'm just an innkeeper. I wouldn't know. But I can suggest that it's probably, if rumor is true, begins with a robbery.
Indeed.
All I can say is for sure that all of the nearby orphanages and places for poor folk have truly been blessed by their presence.
Been blessed.
And sullied.
Oh, I almost forgot to ask. Of course, you're telling us about your local specialty foods, but what about your local specialty ales? I have some comrades here who would quite like to appreciate them. Isn't that right, Johnson?
I'm totally doing the same thing tonight. Only
Yes.
I'm also taking Johnson's and watering it down and giving the unwatered stuff to Sorak.
He's just gonna groan when you say that, and ask to excuse himself, and then he'll sort of head quickly to the bathroom.
He's still sick.
Oh, he
Panty waste.
he rolled like 2 1s
Oh wow.
Oh no.
last night, so that's got to count for something.
So this city is it famous for any particular crafts or things that we should be aware of? Just
Oh,
while we're here, we can maybe sample some of the delights of the craftsmanship.
well, certainly. I mean, you are in the capital of the entire kingdom, so um, you asked about ales. We have some of the finest ales from Holmgren. Perhaps you've heard of it. Known throughout the land as some of the finest ale ever to come from grain.
Yeah,
I've had better, but it was good.
I'm
Yeah,
curious. What
we've
does it
heard of it.
cost?
We've tried a few, but it didn't seem to agree with everyone. And I look around for Johnson, but
He returns and he's sort of wiping his face with some sort of rag.
yes, you import your beers. But what do you have here locally that we might want to experience and try? What's the speciality of the city if it's not beer?
We also do have some very good wine that is grown from um, or is brewed from wineries up to the north.
Now you're talking my language. We'll try some of that. Are there any great institutes of learning, any libraries or things?
Repositories.
I'm
Yeah.
Repositories, yeah.
glad that you asked. That it happens to be that down the streets, not far from here, is a great university, the largest
Is it
university in the kingdom.
Runic U?
How do they
What?
feel about magic?
Oh, it's magic is strictly licensed and strictly controlled.
Yeah, see, great university.
Mm-hmm. I am told they do have a small college for the magical arts, but I hear that it's very hard to get into. And
Like physically get into or become a student of?
both.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Um, Wonderful. Okay.
And just as a heads up, we're actually 18 minutes over, so I don't know if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at the clock
How
right now.
sleepy's Pete?
Get it on. No, I've got an early start tomorrow, so I am going to
Yeah.
have to head off shortly. I think this might be a good place to stop
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
Yeah.
even though we haven't gone exploring things, and we can say, yeah, we'd like to check this out or that out and be ready for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For
Yeah,
me,
as a matter of fact, if you guys would do that, if there are particular things you're looking for, you want to put those in the chat.
yeah, so
Yeah,
the
well.
university, for example,
Yep.
for sure.
Yep, I already figured that one. You were interested in the wine and other foods from the area besides beef.
And I would like to hit them. Well, I'll go to the university as well. Because if I'm going to find any kind of magical stuff, it's only going to be at the university. I also figure there I can inquire about the licensing procedure. They would know about it without having to reveal myself as a magic user.
We can also use the university to maybe research the tales of Unclar and the Mogri and the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Anything we can figure out for ourselves to try and match with any other stories people tell us.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I am sure that the library at the university is the biggest in the kingdom, the largest in the kingdom.
Okay, cool. Thanks very much. I will speak to you guys again next week. And in the meantime, I've got to go to the Belgian coast with the family, so it's going to be nice. Heading off after tomorrow, and then we're
Very nice.
next week on Sunday. So I will be surely wide awake and completely alert, but we shall see.
Very cool.
Oh, you mean you'll be back by Sunday?
Yes, I'm coming back on Sunday next week. So.
Okay.
But, certainly before the evening we'll be back, and I'll have hopefully picked up the dog and everything will be back to normal by the time we start game time next week. So it's all good.
Woof.
Okay, thanks so much, guys. I'm going to drop offline now.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right, and I keep forgetting to update the map on the other screen to show what we're looking at for the stream. So.
Oh.
Oh well.
Did I mention that I'd also like to do the visit the market and hang out and listen for. I like your rumor tables, Mark. I'm going to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the rumors.
Very cool.
I feel like I get the best ideas of what to do next from them.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep in mind, you really have no clue if they're true or false. So they are,
Right,
after all,
but
rumors.
it also gives you an idea of what to try.
Yep. Okay. I
Okay,
think
I'm
it's
good.
yeah. Thanks for playing, and we'll see you again in a week.
Yep, sounds good.
All
All
right.
right.
See
Bye,
ya.
everybody.
Bye.